I will abuse my child, but I am not
crazy.
racist.
No! Said yeah.
So, I mean, maybe your dad thought he was going to beat you into becoming Michael Jackson, though.
You know what they say about the Catholic girls.
Best head. What?
If someone stabs a skinny person, like, you're probably dead. You stab me.
You have more cushion for the pushing.
Yeah, and I could probably make it to the hospital and live.
Wow.
Clap us in, clap us out. Let you know what this podcast is all about. Ooh.
Oh, man.
Was
I
that
love
okay?
you. That's great.
That's amazing.
Hayley, can you do me one favor?
Yes.
So I want to explain to the audience how I want to run this episode.
Okay.
In 3 sections.
Okay.
We're going to cover. But as I'm talking, can you ad-lib a little like phone sex? Like give me a little bit of your little...
Hey.
Yeah. So I'll be like...
Like a hotline?
Yeah, like just a little like...
You've called
like
1-800-557-KISS-MY-ASS, where everyone wants to come and party all night long.
So here, let's break this down into 3 sections. So this is important because I think we can kind of cover the majority of your life.
Okay.
And it's going to be interesting and hilarious.
A trilogy.
All right, the trilogy. So section 1, we're going to cover growing up fat.
Yes.
Section 2 is when you started being sexually active.
Whew.
That's going to be a long part.
That started young.
And section 3, which I think is the most important because I'm a Jew, is the business of being fat.
Yes.
Yeah.
Make that shmoney.
This is going to be a major motivator to the viewers, because there's people that don't know how to leverage their cards.
Dude,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Well, some people are like, and which I'll talk about that when we get towards high school, of like how I didn't have like the typical fat girl experience. But I think it's like big like mindset, and like
It is.
a lot of people typically in the fat body might be like, I'm insecure, I'm this, I'll never be that. And like, I'm like, it's just a mindset of like, how do we reprogram the thoughts and get out of that? Because there's something for everybody.
100%.
And you're confident no matter what body you be in, because there's
Yes.
skinny that have no self-confidence, right? So it has nothing to do with your outward appearance as much as like, are you wired to be confident? Because
Yes.
I see confident people all the time.
But once you have that confidence, you can't see through that confidence. Meaning, like, you know how Biggie was not the best looking guy? You know,
Yeah.
the rapper Biggie?
Oh yeah, but everyone wanted to fuck.
But everybody, not only that, but he was so charming that he locked everybody in.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So
Aretha
it's like,
Franklin, she
yeah.
gets on stage and I'm like, oh, like,
right.
you know
So
what
it's
I mean?
like, it's all about the actual internal thing, right? So there's plenty of hot people that you meet, and then you meet them internally, and you're just like, whoa, like this is the ugliest person I've ever met in my life.
yeah.
It's the same.
Most of them.
It's the same idea, right?
Yeah.
Oh, why are you looking at me and saying
Yeah.
most of them? What does that mean?
It's ugly on the inside. It's the name of the podcast.
Yeah, right.
We're just trying to find the dark side of it. So let's start at the beginning.
Yes.
Where were you born?
I was born in Orange County, California,
Okay.
in the suburbs. You know, you think everything would be nice and delightful.
The burbs.
Yeah, exactly. So not too far out of LA, but my whole life I knew I was going to come to LA. But yeah, it was kind of normal. And then when I was 5, my dad started like beating the out of me, and that carried on till I was almost like 18.
Well, you just
so it
glossed
was
over
like
that.
we lived in the suburbs, but there's like this like dark ominous thing going on, and white people like in the suburbs, like, you mind your fucking business. Like one day I came out of the house.
But do they?
No, they like what? Like I came out of the house one day, my neighbor was like, oh my God, you have such a beautiful singing voice. I hear you singing in your room. And I was like, oh my God, I felt so great. And then like 5 minutes later, I was like, if she can hear me singing, she can definitely hear me screaming. And I was like, so no one's going to call the cops, but we know this is everyone knew what was going on. Eventually, like when some family found out, they're like, don't tell people, like, what are people going to say about the family? Like, so I think the suburbs has like its picture, but it's kind of like movie-esque of like, there's stuff there happening that's crazy that no one's talking about, like Desperate Housewives.
Yeah, I think the suburbs are way more fucked up.
And because you have people have money, so they can get like the craziest drugs, get any
away
kind
with
of
anything.
yeah, exactly.
Plus, I mean, maybe your dad thought he was going to beat you into becoming Michael Jackson, though.
Yeah, I never know what that man was thinking. To this,
But your neighbor is just like, if we report them, then our beautiful singing voice next door moves away.
yeah, or like oh my God, what's gonna happen to our property value if the cops come in the neighborhood?
It's not only that though. It also comes down to like people just want to uphold their prestige at all costs.
Yeah.
Meaning like, if we're already there, why am I going to get involved in other people's business? Because
Exactly.
then that lowers my value down.
Mind your business.
Right.
Keep to yourself.
What are you going to solve? That's
What do you
the
mean?
crazy part is like, what would the neighbor
I would never get involved in other people's business. I would just move.
It's just crazy though, right? Because if you hear a child being beaten next door, right? What do you do morally?
As long as he's not dead, as long as I don't see the child dead, I'm fine.
You're like, yeah,
but I'm saying, if I have to crack my kid once in a while,
I'm calling CPS.
If I need to crack my kid once in a while because of discipline, because I got cracked when I was younger and it helped a lot.
But she's like, cracked is different than like, were you like beat up?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like we're talking about like bruises, bleeding, everything.
Like unconscious.
Oh,
like,
that's crazy. Yeah,
he would throw like he'd hit my head against like the oven. He'd throw chairs at me, punch me in the face, strangle me. Like
I thought it was like a little slap and you would yell and shit like that.
No,
it would be
like it was like Rihanna.
Oh no, that's no good. Yeah, that's no good. Yeah, that's definitely no good.
So
I agree with that one. But a nice beating. I got beat. I got beat a couple times. Real lovely, and I loved it.
It's like,
now that I'm older, I'm like, good job.
Are you into BDSM now?
No, I'm not into that. But I'm just the discipline helped.
Are you into BDSM? Do you feel like so now you crave a little bit? You have daddy issues.
Yeah. Oh, of course.
Do you just like being beaten by men?
I'm not like, don't slap me in the face, but like I like a whip, like my ass. Like we can keep it all in the ass. Like slap it, whip it, whatever.
Like shoelaces type of whipping, or what are we talking about?
Oh, fucking shoelaces! What?
You're back at homeless guys.
What kind of whipping are we talking?
Like a whip.
Like I have like a paddle.
Jesus Christ! Like one of those like sorority paddles.
Yeah. Like but it's leather. But it's leather. I have I have one that's like that, and then I have another one that's like has fringe on the end. You just
Jesus.
Like no, like one time I like asked my ex, I was like, we had fucked like 2 rounds, and then I was like, let's go a 3rd round, and I was like, will you whip me? And he's like, I just lost my boner. It's not all guys are into it.
That's weird. If my girlfriend asked me to hit her, I'd be like, sick.
Yeah.
I'd be like, freebie.
I'm like, I'll kind of try anything like once or twice. So like I have tried like the whole like slap me in the face. I'm like, fuck no. Like that just happened for too long. Like I just want to. If you hit me, I'm gonna hit you back.
Yeah, but your face is like, it's
my money maker.
It's your money maker.
Especially, now I tried that when I was younger.
Giving you a black eye, but you're like, yeah, you can hit my ass. I got enough like cushion back to go ahead.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll try it once or twice, but yeah. So a little BDSM. I haven't been like tied up yet, so that's kind of like on the list.
Are you scared of being restricted? Because I am. Like, I don't want to ever feel constricted anywhere.
Like, it would have to be such a trusting situation so I could feel what I need to feel.
But you still need a sense of fear with that, right? You're being tied up.
Yes.
Not just only because you like it, but there's also a sense of danger.
Well, you don't know if you like it. And so that's the thing. You're either going to get in there and you're going to be like, or you're going to get in there and you're going to be like, call my mom.
Oh my God. So it could almost be like ayahuasca,
Panic
like
attack.
a very existential moment in your life.
Yes.
Where you either have to overcome your demons or come in your pants.
Yeah. What's that thing? Shibari. A lot of people do shibari and it's really intense.
What's shibari?
When they tie you up in the ropes and you like suspend, and it's really intense, but people are like, I felt like ecstasy, and they're sweating and they're like this and that, but they're like,
that shit reminds me of like, you know, when people climb through caves, like really tight caves.
No, like,
fuck those people. I'm
that shit's crazy. I don't know what that is
right now.
People are bugging with that one.
Those people deserve to die. Yeah. Like no one should be rescued.
I watched that video and I'm ready, and I feel like I'm dying. So can you imagine being stuck in between those rocks?
Like all of a sudden you're watching it and you don't notice that you're not breathing anymore. Yeah,
kind of like
drowning has to be the worst way to go because you're.
Would you rather drown or die in a fire?
Wow, that's a crazy question. I'd rather drown.
Okay, I just want you to think about.
You know why? Because once the lungs fill up, you're gone.
But they explode in you.
That's fine. But
so you want to feel that
burning
explosion?
Sensation, little by little, you feel every little burning.
Take the grill a steak. You know what I mean? Like it's way longer than drowning. Right, I'd much rather drown.
I guess it depends how I would drown, but
most likely I'm
drowning my brain will still be confused, thinking that I can survive. It will still keep thinking like, oh, like I'm almost, I can figure, and then it goes poop, and you're gone.
Like a fire, you know you're not getting out of, but like water, you're like, I have chance that I could survive.
Because you can like,
someone maybe pulls me out and resuscitates me. Like there's wild stories you've heard, but with fire, you're like,
there's been crazy stories where people like drown, go all the way to the bottom of the lake, and then wake up and then just push themselves back up. Do you heard of shit like that?
Yeah,
cool. Wild.
What are the chances I become Deadpool? Right, survive all those fires and like,
you're close to it out of everybody.
Some people just have 9 lives. I feel like one of those people.
Gorilla's the closest to Deadpool.
Why?
Because you've survived anything that an immune system can't survive.
Oh, I have a pretty good immune system.
Me too.
Me, I don't. Not so good. Not good at all. I get sick over like...
I have diarrhea a lot, but that's just my good immune system pushing all the bad stuff out.
That's more like what you're eating and not...
Yeah, if I don't sleep good for a couple of days, I'll get sick.
When you get older, I mean, when you're younger, you can like... all you want.
Yeah, Kirill's nuts though. He'll party for like
I had 5
40
parties.
hours.
I had 5 parties in 8 days.
His
and I'm
body's
so bad.
like, but he's been doing this for so long. His body's like, this is the normal.
Yeah,
That's
and I'm
great.
also like, the alcohol preserves me, I feel like.
Tequila. I had this old man tell me once, he's like, I think I've lived to be like 85 years old because I've had a shot of tequila every single day.
My dad says to me that apparently
Probably other
alcohol is
factors.
actually not bad for you. He said that people that drink alcohol actually live longer than people that don't.
I don't know about all that. Like,
That's
I mean, it just depends who you ask.
I
I
have
could be like,
PTSD from alcoholic father, so.
Oh.
But
Me
just
too.
that's
like
why you like getting paddled.
I can relate with you, by the
disclaimer,
way.
the alcoholism, because everyone likes to be like, but he was an alcoholic. The alcoholism only happened for a couple years, and that was like the only time he didn't beat me. So I loved when he got drunk, because he acted like a child, so it was annoying as hell, but he wasn't gonna like punch
Did he
me in
try
the
to fuck you?
face.
This is on topic.
Oh hell no.
okay. I didn't know if he got drunk and you're like, all right, I'll...
No, but he was pervy towards my friends, and people would like come up to me at my house parties and be like, your dad's being weird, like you need to come downstairs. And I would tell my mom, and she'd be like, Mark, come back upstairs. It was just like, okay.
Do you have a relationship with your pops right now?
No, we see each other. I've asked my father. I recently reconfronted him. I confronted him 6 years ago, and then I recently confronted him again, and he's still in denial, still doesn't want to like this, that.
But you confront him and he goes no, and you're like, all right, I'll try again in 2 years.
What do you mean
I
by
hope that
confront
he's
them? Like, what do you
He was
confront?
like-
how do you confront them? Like, yo, my man, you remember
I was like,
you
now that you're retired, we should go to therapy. And he was like, are you going to try to pin on me what you pinned on me like 6 years ago? And then he's like, what's in it for me? And then I was like,
This just sounds
a
like a terrible...
relationship with
just
your
sounds-
daughter
just
that
sounds
you
like a
beat the
terrible
shit
human.
out of. Like, I remember when I moved into my first apartment, my mom looked around. It was like a 2-bedroom luxury thing in like North Hollywood. I'd been saving since 3rd grade, selling drugs, all of that. We'll get into that later. We look at my apartment. My mom looks around and she's like, you know, your father's apartment is like the size of your bedroom. Like, what would he say? And I was like, I just like turned to her like it was a movie, and I was like Chucky and was like, most child beating alcoholics don't even have a home. They're on their streets and they don't really talk to their family members, and they're even lucky to like be surviving. So I don't really care
right
if he's living in a shoebox. Like that's good for him. But he was also supported by my mother in that. So it's like,
It's hard. I wouldn't know what to do. I mean, I would like to know what I would do, but it's hard to, it's hard for mothers to abandon a husband who they want to deny is, she's like, oh, get him upstairs. He's being pervy with the kids, or he abuses the children, right? Are you close with your mom? No.
my mom's dead.
Okay. My bad.
Oh man.
My mom's dead. And she basically at one point said to me,
not close.
who do I believe? The man I've been married to for 45 years or my child? And honestly, at that moment, even though I was like 17, I was like, it's kind of valid. Like, I feel that because you think you have this trust. And when the abuse started, she believed me, but then it got so frequent. My dad would be like, she's lying. Kids get bruises on the playground. She'd be like, so why has she been locked in the bathroom for 3.5 hours? I had this Barbie backpack in my suitcase with toilet paper, fruit snacks, and like things to like, just in case I had to run away. And like, I was ready. And then I put it under the sink too in each bathroom. So at like any time I could like live in the bathroom for like a day if I needed to.
Did he know that all the supplies was in the bathrooms?
No,
Like,
no
he wouldn't
one
know.
ever
So
like.
you can't get away with this shit now because now there's cameras in every house and no one can deny it. It's like in The Sixth Sense, right? You had to fucking have a ghost give you a videotape to be like, see, they've been poisoning.
Well, that's ultimately like what had to happen. So it was like, right, make it up. Like, Hayley's a liar, this, and I was pegged
How
as a
old were you?
liar in my family. It started when I was about 5, and I was pegged like this big fat liar like my whole life.
Were you actually fat?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I was. I was a big
Well,
fat
when
liar.
did you start?
I was big and fat, but I wasn't a liar.
When did you start becoming your identity?
Plus size.
Plus size baby.
Fat, whatever you want to call it.
Whatever.
I started getting fat when the abuse started.
Do you think there's a
can-
direct correlation?
Yes, because it's so crazy. If you look at my childhood photos, kindergarten to 1st grade, like a 30-pound difference. Like, it's crazy. Like, I'm literally like little blonde, ginger, redhead, like snatched, chiseled. So like you would see me on a Gerber's commercial, but then you go to like first grade and all of a sudden I'm like, I have a stomach, like a chin.
If I was your mom, I'd be like, clearly I probably should trust my daughter right now.
You would think, you know what I mean?
Like, if my husband is denying abusing my daughter and all of a sudden my daughter in 1 year puts on 30 pounds, like, I wonder, like, a child can't lie like that.
Yeah.
Like, you don't just start like manipulating parents by like, oh, I'm just gonna eat to make up like this thing.
Yes.
It's
but
crazy.
Like, in second grade, I kind of was like, I don't understand this. And kind of like, at one point, do you ask, like, is there anything going on at home? No one ever asked me
What
that.
year is this?
Okay, so I was born in 95. This was in second grade. So what would that be, like 2001? 2001?
Yeah,
2002?
I don't think people were even asking shit yet.
Oh yeah, no, exactly. It was just kind of like, why is this girl so weird? And like, but also I had like severe ADHD. So, and then we get to fifth grade. My teacher makes such a fuss about how much she hates me. My mom takes me to therapy, and my fifth grade teacher tries to make my mom put me on meds. We go to therapy. I tell my therapist, like, my dad's hitting me, this and that. And they talk about openly, like, having me adopted in front of my face between my mom and my therapist, being like, what was the process of Hayley getting adopted? And because I wasn't under a dire circumstance that they knew of, it would cost my mom money to put me up for adoption.
Wait. They openly in front of you were like, maybe we should just get rid of her.
Yes. Fifth grade. Never forget.
Did you love your dad even though he was abusive? Or by then you already did not, and you were like, fuck this guy?
No, definitely fuck this guy.
Was she loving at all?
I can only remember maybe if I'm being generous, like 3 moments.
What, when he's like kissed you on your forehead or your head or hugged you or something?
He was drunk, probably.
Not even that. There was like one time, like off the top of my head, I can only think of one time when I got like a ticket for speeding or no, having my headlights off, some dumb shit like that. And I came home in like a full blown panic attack. It was the only time I can remember like a fatherly interaction of like, you're going to be okay. Like, Hayley's freaking out. And I can't really remember too much like that. But I do think if that never happened, I would have been the biggest daddy's girl, because I'm a performer and my dad was like in college for art. He could draw, he played piano, guitar. He was very musically inclined, like his whole side. Like, we could have like started a fucking like mom and like Billy Ray Cyrus and fucking Miley Cyrus. That like could have been us. But, you know, he chose violence.
And he wasn't as good as Joe Jackson.
Yeah.
Because Joe Jackson chose violence, but got the Jackson 5.
They could have exploited me and I could have been the biggest child star of our generation.
Yeah, if you're going to abuse your children, at least make them famous.
Yeah, and I was a really cute child. Like, let's be real. Not every child was ugly. I only had an ugly face for like 2 years. Like, I was hot a majority of my life.
You were like a molestable kid?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
What?
Let's be real, not all babies are cute.
No, I agree with that. 100%.
I love children. I want like a billion of them, but not all babies are cute.
No, they're not. No, I agree with you. But some of them are born little Uggs and then they turn cute.
Exactly. They grow into it.
And some are born cute and then turn Uggs.
That's me.
Yeah. I was like ugly from like second grade to like fifth grade, and then sixth grade I just started getting hot again.
Jealous. I started getting uglier the minute I got born.
Oh,
I was like turned into like an avocado. I just
can't relate.
Yeah, the further he gets away from the house.
The confidence in this room.
Yeah, she can't relate.
She's like, can't relate to you. I'm like,
it's so good.
No,
but that's very sad. The childhood stuff is very sad, because I actually can relate to that in the sense of like alcohol and like people being abusive. Because I come from like a Ukrainian Russian background. So a lot of like alcohol, when I was a kid, I was scared of alcoholics, because I would have like these cousins that were very aggressive.
What?
Yeah.
And my pops wasn't around because he moved to America when I was like 2. I was in Ukraine till I was like 10.
Yeah.
So then like weird shit would happen, like my cousin would run in, he would like almost kind of like abuse my grandma. So there was like a lot of that shit too. I know it's that
hard
fear when you're young and you feel that fear because you're like scared of people that do it or drink or this and that.
I know we took shots, but it's genuinely like hard for me to be friends with people who severely drink, because I will bring it up and be like, hey, are you aware XYZ? We'll have some talks, and then after the talks, like nothing's changing, they don't care, whatever. Like I can't like.
Me too. I get turned off by the alcoholism.
The alcohol, the The funny thing to me is it's so weird to me because I really drink because I'm happy.
Yeah.
Like I don't drink because I'm sad.
Yeah, but that's not true. Also,
that's
you drink because of social anxiety. Also,
No. But if I'm putting myself in that situation, I'm drinking because I want to be social, not because I'm trying to numb something.
Yeah, but
right?
you also told me that you're like, yo, I can't be sober at a party.
I can't because what's the point of being there? That's like take me to a restaurant and not.
Yeah, but
eating.
there's people that can make sense out of it. Like I know people that show up to parties sober.
When I get blackout, I want to hug you and hang out with you. I don't want to hate you.
Okay.
So it's a very foreign concept for me. You know, I have a few friends that get a little dark when they get drunk and they get like, oh, I'm going to kill myself,
and that's
that kind
the thing,
of shit.
not everyone's a good drinker.
I think the difference between alcoholic and non-alcoholic, they both can consume the same amount of booze.
Yeah.
But one's not an alcoholic because one's celebrating life. Do you think I'm an alcoholic?
No.
I drink 3 times a week.
I think you're functional. You could be a functional alcoholic.
If you wanted to,
I drink to celebrate.
Yeah.
I don't drink because I'm sad.
Same.
I'm not like, oh. The first thing I do when I'm sad is weed and food. That's my crutches. But in those two things, I don't involve abuse for anyone but myself still.
First of all, if I drink, I usually go pretty hard. But my number one rule is I don't drink when I'm sad. That number one, because it's a depressant. Reach for that.
But do you reach for that naturally? Do you want to? Do you have to stop yourself?
Me personally, it's not my natural reaction, but I think Pierce, it's like, let's go out, let's get drunk, let's get fucked up, let's forget about XYZ. Like, I can't do that. But like, if it's like an Alf party or Halloween or my friend's birthday, like
we're celebrating
in a city like this, right, where everything is so hyper fixated on looks and money and this and that and how your appearance is. Do you find yourself caring about that?
Yes and no, because it's not, I think it doesn't start really self-imposed. It's more so like I'm made aware of it from other people. So like, for example, like I can think about like back in the day, like Yamani and I went to a club and she goes in first $20. I go in next $40. Like,
really? They
yeah.
do that? That's crazy.
Oh, that's so common. Or like, for example, my friend's friend went to a club where Future was playing, bought tickets. Future said, don't let fat girls in. And even though they bought tickets, they were denied entry.
Which is crazy because so many
even
black guys
Future might be in your DMs.
You would literally clean up.
I mean, my DMs are popping. I'm not going to lie.
Are they mostly white or black dudes?
Honestly, it's a fair mix. I
think white guys are coming around.
Black, Asian, Hispanic, like
white people are like culture vultures. Like if black people are into it, then most white people are like, oh, that's cool.
I will get into this a little later, but I really, especially like my subscribers on OnlyFans, like I get to know them. I know where they work. I know what their astrology sign is. I know where they live. I know about
like a
their
girlfriend to them. Like
exactly.
It's a girlfriend experience.
Yes, exactly. And like, but I'm also like genuinely fascinated to hear about it. Like I could easily hire like a chatter or something like a lot of people do, which there's nothing wrong with that. I just like personally am fascinated. Like I can almost tell you like almost about 50% of each all the subscribers I have, like there's this guy, he's from here, he's into this, he likes this type of music, like his mom got surgery last Tuesday, like
yeah, you're in the service industry.
Yeah. Anyways, wait, so your question was
like you being in LA, do you ever does that thicken your skin and you're like kind of like, yo, fuck them? And
I've been like a weight fluctuator my whole life, so I will say when I was a size 10, 12, I got treated much better than I do now at like a size 24. So
at what point do you feel better though?
What do you mean, like physically?
No, like wherever, like where do you feel the most at home?
But that's like a mentality at that point, right?
There's no place I feel at home because I have a raging eating disorder. So even when I was a 10, 12, I would literally look in the mirror and I would still see like a 300-pound person. It almost felt like I was in this new club. Like I could fit in, like I could go to the mall and actually shop. Like I could go to places without being treated like an other or like.
But at what point do you get to like, yo, who gives a fuck? Like who cares?
I mean, at all times, like you have to like not give a fuck because like for me personally, it's like I'm not gonna let that stop my life. I got goals and places to fucking be. Because it becomes
like a game. It becomes like a mental game, right? It becomes kind of like if you feel like there's like a chip on your shoulder, then you kind of constantly walking around and you're like, oh, like people look at me this way or this that. But you can also create that fallacy in your head too.
Yes, so that's I was gonna say it's kind of a balance of having a confidence and being like, even though I'm fat, I'm going to be XYZ. But at the same time, knowing that there are certain things that are going to happen to me because I'm fat. Sometimes if we go to parties, like there can't be more than 1 or 2 plus size girls in the group, or else they won't let you into the party.
But don't you think that also comes down to, because like me, I can get turned down at the door in New York, not because I'm like I have a restriction because I'm fat or this, that, third. They turn me down because I don't know nobody.
It's different emotional response, right? If you get denied because you're like, yo, we don't want dudes tonight, you're like, whatever, right? But that is like, you get dressed up, you go to the door, and some guy goes like,
it's
get out of here.
Like being a woman of being like the hair, my makeup, and everything to do 3 hours of getting ready.
For me to get in through those doors, I had to work on those relationships in a sense of like brushing people off, making sure people are happy, this, that, the third, right? If you take that same approach, wouldn't it work the same way? You think?
No,
I mean,
first of all, nightlife is image based.
You're like a white passing man.
Yeah,
and
dude, you're
so
a good-looking white straight male.
You're at the top of like the thing. Your only like maybe like thing that could hinder you is if you showed up with too many men. That's like your thing.
Val, you know nightlife. I worked in New York nightlife. You could get in no problem as long as you show up with like one hot girl. They'll always like, you're a straight white male. Dude, they let me in. Look what I look like. Right?
Yeah, but Kirill, once again, that doesn't apply to you because you built your name in New York.
The notorious doorman would look at any fat girl and be like, sorry, no cows tonight. And do you know how that makes somebody feel? Versus,
I get that.
Versus,
but
sorry,
that's
too many dudes.
happened to me. It's just like a surcharge. We call it a fat tax.
I get that, but I also don't put that past them. I'm saying if you yourself had a certain leverage of a relationship or like a purpose with that doorman.
Val, who's talking to her? Like, who's talking to you half the time?
What do you mean?
When the door is slammed in marquee and she's like, I'm here to hang out, and they go, sorry, we're not doing fat girls tonight. She'll be like, all right, anyway, so here's my business card. What is she gonna do? How is she gonna network with
I would usually have to know someone who I'm showing up with. So like, I would start like, to be honest, like I've kind of been in LA life my whole life. I had a crazy fucking childhood, so I've been in and out, hung out with Disney Channel stars, Nickelodeon stars. Like that was my friend group. We'd be like 14 on Sunset Boulevard in the club, like fucking drinking hella shit. And so it's like, so I was always with a celebrity, put me a leg up. And I think,
you see, there you go. That's one right there.
Well, that's the thing.
You were pushing something on the side. You were doing that. Gives you leverage, right? What I was about to
say. As a fat person, but like, let's do a fat woman. Since you're not expected to physically get by on your looks, you are expected to be everything. You're expected to be funny. You're expected to work harder.
She starts in a hole socially because she's fat, especially in situations where velvet ropes are involved and it's a fucking stupid image-based industry, right?
I got so lucky. That's how I got by in high school. When I said earlier, I didn't have the typical fat girl experience. I was a freshman. My brother was a senior. My brother was on the football, volleyball, and basketball team. No one's going to fuck with me.
So you got the pass.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Right. But before the first couple weeks when I had got made fun of a couple times, after like 2-3 weeks when people realized who my brother was, it never happened like the rest of my high school experience. I had all senior friends, all junior friends. I was invited to every fucking party. I was the party girl of the century. Everyone wanted to go out with me. There was a fucking list. I literally I created a list of rules. And if you can abide by the rules, you can go fucking party with me, because it was so hectic. I'd put like 8-10 girls in a van and we'd go do some fucking crazy ass shit.
Like the stock market, yo. Some points in life were high, some points in life were low, right? And so that was another
leverage. Yeah. I had a car.
Right.
And so everyone's like, oh, well, she's fat, but she has a car. Like, I've literally in modeling been told, you are too pretty, you're too gorgeous, you're too hot for a fat girl. Most fat girls don't look like you. We can't hire you.
Yeah, but
you're too aspirational.
I know, and I'm saying, you see, but I'm talking about the flip side of it. Everybody has their own little thing that they're fighting, right? So it's like,
we don't have our struggles.
Right. That's what I'm trying to say.
Your struggles.
It's just about like,
then there's black men's struggles. Right. Then there's women's struggles. Then
to me now, in retrospect, it wasn't even a struggle,
right? But you forget that also there's different types of struggles. There's struggles that manifest themselves physically, right? Like, you might be battling something internally, but you get treated differently than she does because of our different appearances, right? So like, a handicapped person is treated differently than someone who's mentally handicapped can kind of catch on right away. You can't see it, right?
Right.
So that's what she's saying is like, being fat manifests itself when there's people that are way probably 10 times unhealthier. I know fucking skinny girls in this house.
Most that are
literally
girls I know
gonna
are
die
more unhealthy
5 years
I'm
from
just
now.
bringing that up because I just say no matter what, whether like who has, let's say you have a harder start because of your appearance or whatever it may be, whatever Kirill's bringing up to the point, which I understand. But I'm talking about if you stay a victim your whole life, you're always going to be a victim.
Oh, she's not. That's why she's here.
And I'm adding on to the fact that you never did that.
But that was mostly fueled because of the abuse of my dad, and I was like, I'm going to get out of this house and be a star.
So sometimes it always goes back to a little abuse or maybe too much abuse.
You get slapped around a little bit and you either become the villain or the hero.
But this is why I say that.
But don't live too long.
You leverage yourself to make it work. And
apparently from the lady yesterday, I'm going to die 30 years younger than I need to.
From a doctor, you're saying? Or from who?
No, I literally walked into a CVS yesterday. Literally, as I'm going to go find my lashes, this woman like just comes out of my peripheral. And then she comes up to me and she literally starts touching my arm like a molester and was like, why are you like this? And I was like, and she was like,
what a bold question.
You need to lose weight. And then I was like, I just stood there with a smile like I was the Joker. And she was like, and she starts rubbing my hips, like the back of my hips, and was like, why are you like this? And I was like, oh. And like, because I'm not going to go my life history with this old woman.
I would have just been like, my dad raped me. And she would be like, oh.
Well, that's
like,
the thing.
You got to put it right back on them to be like, oh, just make up something even worse.
In that moment, I have to think of like all my trauma flashing before my eyes. I really should just lie and say something outrageous. But sometimes I'm just so shocked.
Right.
But like me walking into a CVS, that's not like me going to the club, prepared for it. Me walking to CVS, she starts rubbing my fucking chin like Goodwill Hunting.
Are you just standing this and all this is just happening like this?
I know.
Like, why are you like
literally.
This? Why are you like this?
No, just like that. And then
what nationality? Not Asian. Sounds like something an Asian old lady would say.
An
like,
old Asian woman did harass me as a nurse in a hospital recently and was fat phobic as fuck. I will say that. I
don't even understand fat phobic.
People are like scared of like getting fat.
It's fine. It's not contagious.
But yeah, exactly. But people act like, oh my God, like I might get fat.
I'm not afraid of
exactly. And then at one point she puts her hand on my belly and is like,
wait, you're saying they're scared of getting fat because they're talking to you? You're saying
that could happen. Like people are just weird. They're like, you know, if like I associate with a fat girl, like maybe my social status will go down. Like to be fair, it takes a really bold person to like have a fat friend that they like are like proud of like treating as a normal human. It sounds crazy, but
people are
but
pieces
it's real.
of shit.
I think people should start. Like, I think there should be like a system where people are born into like living in a village till they're like 10.
I love that.
Everybody. I think they should just literally anybody that's born just lives in a village till they're 10, and then from 10 they live getting like abused for like 5 years in some way, and then from 5 to 20, then you get. And I think everybody will become more on a even playing field because I think most people need to face same struggles to then not judge each other.
Everyone needs to walk in each other's shoes.
I don't want people to get abused, but I'm gonna be honest, as someone who's beat the shit out of for 15 years, once in a while there's someone that just needs to get punched in the face.
Oh, you should say it loud and proud. People need to get
it's life. It's life. It's human nature. There's so much other violence in the world. Just beating your kids is not going to really change.
Okay, well, don't beat your kids.
You could.
No,
not beat them, but slap once in a while. Get your nice
if
little.
I was married and I like literally even heard that my husband like hit them on like the bottom like a spank, I would lose my shit. I'd divorce.
Oh man,
really?
You would divorce me right away.
Really? How would you deal with a kid that literally was like, shut up mom, I don't have to listen to you, you're fat and you're a bitch and dad's a stupid idiot and blah blah blah, and you're gonna be like, oh, go to your room, I'm turning off the Wi-Fi? No. That kid's head is gonna literally be in my car door.
I would be gentle parenting. So I do this with my godchildren. And it's kind of like...
they're not your kids. You don't have to go home to them. You literally are like, I'm paying the rent. I'm feeding this ungrateful
Before
fucker.
I was a full-time like model and everything, I was a nanny. And there were parents that pretty absent where I was like the kid's mom. And the moms would literally go, she's mom when I'm not here. And then she wouldn't be there for like 4 days. I have a lot of kids who looked at me as like a mom. And I had to be like conscious of like, what do I want these kids?
You can't hit this kid. You're on the job.
You
right,
literally can't. So you have to figure out another way to discipline
Yeah, but the kid will always know that he's dissociating. Hold on, but the kid will always know to disassociate you from a mom to the actual parent. That's the difference.
Exactly.
Because when you go home, he knows that you're not his mom, regardless.
So they're more trusting of me. Like at one point, I was cleaning the kid's room and I found this journal of one of the girls that was 10 years old. She was fat and she was getting bullied in school. And I found her journal talking about like killing herself.
Oh,
and
that's crazy.
I literally, my heart dropped. And I remember like I texted like my two best friends and I go, we all agree I have to say something to the mom, right? Like I have to,
right?
Yeah. Like
Yeah, you're not a lawyer.
So I told the mom. She knew the bullying was going on, but she was like shocked, and this was in writing and everything. And they ended up changing her schools, and like you could see the improvement. Like all of a sudden she had like they were so much nicer at the school, and in turn she got nicer. She was happier, like lighter. She'd cried less. Like it was very interesting to see. But at the same time, before that, she was acting out and we didn't know what the fuck to do with her. And so it was kind of like sometimes you just
don't know where it's coming from.
You don't know where, but it's like it's obviously coming from a place.
You did not show up in your fucking mobster power suit and tell me that if your child cursed you out in your own house every day for like a week, you wouldn't be like, all right, someone's catching a backhand here. Like, this is like getting out of control.
If I felt like I needed to hit my child,
I want to strangle Estee half the time we're arguing. I'm like, are you kidding me?
Like with my godchildren, like I'll grab their hands if they're like trying to like hit me or something. And I
no
will
bruises,
say,
I like it.
I'm not bruising,
just swing
but I'm
little...
holding really firmly
She'll shake them
to where they can't move. And
I
like,
cut off their circulation.
No, but I hold their little hands so like tight, no bruising.
See?
But to where you look at me in the face and we're gonna like, there's no hitting. This isn't gonna happen. Like, you don't learn anything with timeout. We're gonna like...
No, timeouts don't work.
Yeah. What's the middle ground between timeout and throwing a lamp at your child?
And kids these days, like in school, they don't have detention anymore. They can get away with fucking anything.
Because it's soft. It's too soft.
Yeah, I agree.
It's way too soft.
I agree there needs to be discipline to an extent, but it's just like we don't need to get physical with it.
No, I'm not...
Take something away they love. Maybe cut off their hair. Like...
That's even crazier.
To be honest, if I had a child that was acting like that fucking wild...
G.I. Jane?
Maybe we go bald and you stand on a corner that said I was an asshole to my brother with a sign.
Damn, you're really gonna fuck
That's
up your
traumatic,
kids.
though.
Yo.
That's also traumatic.
Yeah.
Okay,
you might be working on a child star. Is that the formula? You're like, we're gonna become famous. I'm gonna fix what my dad didn't do.
No, but I mean, I don't think I'd go that crazy. Well, I go deeper.
I called
of
my
like,
mom a and then just shaved on the corner. The whole school knows.
I'm gonna kind of hypocritical in my own statement, but like, for example, if I had like a half black child, I probably wouldn't do that because the hair means more. But if my child was like full on white, I'm like,
wait, what do you mean? Explain. What does that even
black
mean?
Black women in their
I was mad confused just now.
Black women and men with their hair and their hair patterns and their curls, and it takes a long time to grow that. It's something they're very proud of.
Oh, so you only got respect for the culture, for the waves on the
like
if the homie was. Yeah, hold on, but that's crazy.
I love you're like, yo, I will abuse my child, but I am not racist.
No! Shorty said I won't shave his waves off, but if he had a comb over, this shit could go. My boy Jeter, right? He was half black, half Spanish.
Oh yeah.
And his parents, to basically abuse him, they would have him show up in church clothes for like 2 weeks.
To school?
Yeah, because we would rip him. Because it was like a public school, so if you're wearing church clothes every day, you're getting shredded.
In private school, I preferred to wear my church clothes because I thought they were cuter.
In private, but this is public, so everybody's looking at each other's outfits. We're making fun of each other's sneakers. If you wear fake shit, you
but
get
if
ripped.
That kid had confidence, people would have been like, I want to get like a fucking plaid skirt.
Well, nobody had confidence when you're coming in church clothes and everybody's wearing fucking like Echo and Fat Farms and shit.
I remember being
and
in
academics.
7th, 8th grade wearing my church clothes. I thought I was sexy as fuck. Cheers. I would literally be in PE and I'd literally be like, I'd wear like a sexy bra and then I'd take off my school shirt and I'd like let my boobs bounce around so everyone would stare at me.
You had big tits when you were younger?
Yeah.
When did you get boobs?
I want to say like probably like 4th grade. You know, obviously because, you know, when you're bigger, they come in like...
It's weird to see a fat girl with no titties.
But I still think I have small boobs for a fat girl. But like by 7th grade, I had double D's. So I'd go to Victoria's Secret and get like a black lacy bra and then try to be... I was very like sexy and like sexual as like a teen.
Do you think that was... Do you think
preteen.
that was like a mechanism of...
coping?
Yeah.
Definitely. It was like that. Yes. But also, I since like I was 5 years old.
I'm sorry, I still can't get over the fact that you said you won't shave.
I literally can't stop laughing.
The waves off, but you shaved the comb overall. That shit is crazy. Honestly.
It's so nuts.
That's a wild.
It's such a great statement.
That's crazy that you said that. I'm not gonna hold you. On
I
that
would be
one.
more terrified as a white parent to put my black son on the corner with a sign. Like literally,
Yeah, no,
I would lose my job in 2 seconds.
That could kill him. But a white kid, he can handle it.
Yo, that's so crazy.
Yeah.
Let's be real.
Yeah, but you see a white kid on the corner, shaved head, saying, "I call my mom a cunt." I'll be like, "We're moving towns. That's a school shooter right there." Like that's crazy too.
Well, that's why I want to be so rich that I can just homeschool my kids.
You can be so rich, don't have kids. They're useless.
No, I want.
Oh my
like,
God, here we go.
If I had like $200 million, I'd have 10 kids.
Good for you. I like that.
love
You're not
kids.
having kids.
Oh,
You're gonna raise 200 million.
I'm either gonna.
If you have 200 million, you'll be like, "There's more
so
fun
let's
shit.
just
I
say
want a giraffe."
I'm like
You
literally.
should have kids because I feel like
Why
you
would
be a
you
good
have
mom.
poor people things, right? If you have 200 million, buy a giraffe.
Okay, but if I'm like,
Why do you want 20 things that anyone else
if
can
I'm
have?
middle class, then I'll probably at least have 2 to 4 kids.
Right.
Because I'm open to adoption and being a single mother.
Carill's a crazy collector. He's talking about. He just wants to collect cool shit.
Yeah,
he thinks
whoa,
kids are not cool.
Yo, your friend's like, "Yo, you want to check out my baby photos?" I'm like, "You want to see my baby giraffe photos?"
But yo, imagine
Who's got a
having a
more
kid that's the
interesting?
Cristiano Ronaldo. That's dope.
The chances of that are
depends.
way worse than me just having a cool giraffe.
Chances of the giraffe dying are very high too, because you might not have the ability to
You don't
feed
even
it
know what
correctly.
goes
Giraffes live longer though in captivity.
Yeah, see,
Really?
there you go, Val.
Yeah. Like 20,
So do I.
25, 30 years.
Yeah, okay.
That's longer than most. That's longer than most kids. They get mowed down in this
Yeah.
school system.
Because we
The
have
kids are
discussions
dying.
about kids already for a long time.
Sorry, what I was saying was I grew up, first of all, like 4th, 5th grade. I was like, I'm going to be a star. I'm going to be fucking Britney Spears.
What'd you want to be?
A singer.
Or actress?
Singer, actress, but mostly a singer.
Can you give us a note right now?
A
Can
note?
you? Yeah, just give us a break.
Can you give me like a little? Well, you were singing something like. Were you singing Little Mermaid?
Oh,
No, something.
I
or
can do like opera.
Can you
like,
do
just
opera?
For fun.
Can you just do a good one?
Do you ever whip
That's
that out?
actually
Do you ever
really
whip that out
good.
during sex?
No.
Damn, you should. One
Yo,
time.
that's crazy.
That's
Yo,
just-
one more time. One
I
more time
just
for me.
do
Hold
that
on.
for
I just want to
fun.
listen to it real quick.
Yo, imagine catching a blowjob with that. Like, can you do the vibrato again? Like, whatever.
Nah, that's whack. The blowjob.
Have you ever done that on a vagina?
Oh, you do. Well,
That's good.
You
Yeah.
gotta take some teeth, so you don't want to exactly like.
The opera, if you start busting that out in the middle of the street, that would be.
Oh, I sing everywhere. You can ask Jenny. Like,
How did you realize that you could do that? When did you realize that? How old were you?
no, like literally, like I was probably like 5 years old.
And her dad's artistic.
Yeah, and well, that ran in the family. His mom was a piano teacher. Not my mom, but her mom, my grandma. Nancy. She used to sing too.
my lady.
And yeah, Grandma Nancy was an ALF member. But
Yeah, she was in the family. The grandma.
Yeah.
We almost had a
go
photo
back.
shoot for her.
That's fire.
literally, then she died.
Damn,
But
poor
R.I.P. Nancy. I just got her tattooed on my back.
Nancy's a
Wait,
good name
really?
too.
Yes. Oh my god, it's gonna shift my boobs. But
That's
like,
okay. We'll rearrange them.
You know, can you kind of see her?
I can see. I can see her peeking out. I'll help her a little
Is
bit.
it better?
We see her.
Oh, hell
wow,
yeah!
it's a
I
good
love
one,
Nancy.
actually.
Thank you.
Yeah, she was awesome.
Thank you.
It's your what? Your rent
My
money?
rent money.
She.
Oh yeah, I don't fuck around. The tattoo artist, I was like, I told him you can't die. I'm gonna fix my boobs.
She's good.
Love it. You're freeballing right now, right? No
Yeah.
bra?
Oh yeah, no bra. God, I don't think I started like if you see me in a bra, like that's special. Like after
Really?
2020, 21, I was like, fuck this shit.
Let him hang, girl.
Okay, for the 3rd time. So what I was saying was I was like, I'm gonna be a fucking star. Like 5th grade, my mom's letting me watch like Britney Spears NSYNC, so I'm like doing all the dances, this, that. I'm a I knew I was a singer. I'm like, my whole chart is like fire sign. Like I was like meant to be a showman.
What's your birthday?
November 22nd.
Oh, so that's Sagittarius, right?
Yes,
Oh, okay.
coming up. And so the timeline of that is like 5 years old. Performer, I'm going to be a performer. 3rd grade was like, I need to like get out here, start singing. Around 4th grade, 5th grade, I start going to like a part-time singing school on the weekends here in Hollywood, and where they have like classes for like Disney, Nickelodeon.
Who's paying for all this?
At one point I got a scholarship, and so it was like mad money. And then after a couple years of them being like, go work on yourself and come back, I got a voice teacher. And so like this was kind of like the only thing I could do, because it was very known in my family that every money was going to be like spent on my brother. Like we thought maybe he was going to go in the NBA, or like he was very like
all
sports.
American.
Every penny needs to go towards him. And then when the stock market crashed, like, my God, life was almost over. Every fight's about money, and like, which is why I started getting into like the drug life and like gangs and stuff when I was like 14, because
Would you become like a hustler?
First, I started selling fake IDs.
Wait, hold on. You're in Orange County.
I'm in Orange County.
It's
the
like
stock
the
market
most
crashes.
American suburban neighborhood, right?
Yes, the stock market crashes when I'm in like 8th grade.
What year is this?
2008.
Yeah.
No, around 2008, and then around 2010 it just was like really bad. 2010 was the year I graduated 8th grade, and most people in the private school, you were supposed to go to another private Catholic school. This was private Catholic school, and let's throw that one out there. You know what they say about the Catholic girls.
Best head.
I mean,
and fat girls, holy shit, that's a crossover Venn diagram. Fat Christian girls, geez, like a golf ball through a straw.
every single guy I've blown
Jews?
since 2017, with the exception of like 2 guys, said it was the best head of their life. So even Kazumi called me a throat goat. So like
That's plus size.
That was like
That's a known fact.
that was
That's
an
like,
honorary like moment. But anyways, wait, what were we
How
just
did
saying?
Kazumi know you were the throat goat?
She's just been hearing.
I love
I don't
it.
know. Kazumi's parties get wild.
I want to go see Hayley perform at these.
Maybe you should show up.
What do you think it's Amsterdam?
She's a throat goat over here.
I mean,
I love it. I
yeah,
love
there's
it.
some stories out there. So where were we again? We got to get back
We're
on
talking
track.
about drugs
Well,
right
you
now.
being a
Come on, one
hustler.
second.
Now you're a
Let me
hustler.
just run you through this real quick. So
Okay, because
so
we've
pushing.
started and ended a lot of
You
topics.
started pushing IDs.
Okay,
at
so I
14,
started selling fake
right?
IDs. I met this guy through a friend. He was like a 30-year-old something guy. He had stolen a DMV machine. So these were real IDs. And
Oh, wow.
I was a year older for my grade. So like by the time I was 15, I had already started saving money, and I was able to put a down payment on a car. And so like 15 and a half, like I already had a car. But even before that, my parents were letting me drive around because they like didn't give a fuck. My parents didn't have me till they were in their 40s. So they grew up in the 50s and the 60s where everything was like peace, love, like she's fine. She can, you know, who the fuck cares, you know? But also I'm very like outspoken. They didn't really want to deal with me. So it was
Right.
like better out the house than in, right? So I get a car. I start like driving back and forth from Long Beach, from Orange County to get these IDs. I'm charging kids like $300 a pop. And like,
That's
you know,
a lot back then too.
yeah, in a public school. So it's like
Right.
we have a mix of people here. And so this is like 2011, 2012. So then from the fake IDs, I started hanging, like all of a sudden I'm in public school, right? Like I'm now like around like people of color for my first time. Like I was like the outcast, had detention every year from 5th grade to 8th grade every week. And now all of a sudden I am the angel AP student. Like I had no idea. I thought I was this horrible child. And then high school really changed the game for me. That's when I started fighting with my dad back. I was like, fuck this. I'm going to start throwing punches back. I'm going to claw his eyes out. I'm going to scratch his
Hell
face.
yeah.
Like I literally was like, time to like literally going to public school changed the fucking game. Because I realized
look at
I
us.
was
It's like
actually a
us.
good person. And for so long, I was like so Catholic and was like, God, why God? And like didn't understand why God was like letting my like ass get like beaten so severely. So anyway, so you know, I tried to like stay out the house as much as I could. From there, I start going to these like like, you know, house parties, but now it's very gentrified. It's not the same. But back in the day, Anaheim, or as they call it, Anacrime, and then Garden Grove, Santa Ana, that's where I was hanging out to go to these parties. So it was like these backyard, like people are packed in there, they're nosing, you're drinking, you're doing fucking everything.
What's nosing?
No, it's the
Oh, the shit with
The balloons.
Oh, the balloons.
Like
I got you. I've never
and your
in our
voice is
neighborhood.
really low.
It was synthetic like heroin. It was never got to that.
So are
okay.
you like right now? You're like the cool kid.
So, okay, so high school, so freshman year, I'm kind of like, I don't really know what's going on. After a few months, I start becoming friends with my brother's friends. So I, like after like 3-4 months of being awkward and weird, I finally, everyone's like, this is Jake's sister. She's so cool. She's this, that, the third. So people people want to hang out with me.
Were you fucking?
Yes.
So you were just like, yo, Jake's sister.
And I was fucking like hot guys, like a quarterback. Like I was.
Do you think the skinny girls were more prudish? And did you feel like, yo, like I could smash all these hot guys right now?
I don't think they were more
the
prudish.
other ones are like,
but you had more confidence now because you've been through the ringer.
I had more confidence than them, definitely. But also, like, what else am I gonna do? But the only drawback to that is like the skinny girls, obviously, like they would be dated publicly, or they would like have a girlfriend. Like I could fuck the hottest guys, and we'd have something on the side or whatever, but they would still not choose me to be their girlfriends. Guys would literally. Did
that bother you?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, of course, that it made me sad inside. Like I knew I could pull these guys, and I knew these guys were wanted. After a while, it finally occurred to me, it was like, it's not really me so much as they're not like, they're embarrassed. It's them. They can't
does it feel like that they're like, it's a fetish that they're embarrassed of, right?
I don't even know if it's a fetish. It's like, it's only fetish.
No, like a fetish in the sense of like some people are just
She's just saying that basically based on social norms that those guys really, it was
especially
internally for
in
them.
the suburbs in Orange County, you're supposed to marry a thin white woman, a blonde, thin white blonde, like
in Brooklyn, in South Brooklyn, they want to marry a girl like you, girl. They want them to be cooking for them.
That's what I talk about with my friends. So I'm bi-coastal with New York. When I go to fucking New York, I can't even walk a block. Like I've literally seen men pull over in traffic to hand me their number, come outside, or like I pass a block. Like
it's about, you see, the market's different in different places.
Exactly.
We just want different things on the East Coast.
But also New York men, like let's take out fat or not fat. They'll actually approach you. They'll actually talk to you. They'll buy you a drink. In LA, everyone just like sits around, stares at each other in a room, and then at the end of the night, they might come up to you.
Girl's ass, and then you'll turn
New
around
York
and
men
now
will also get denied. But
they always say it in like a gentlemanly way.
But there's
like your ass is looking great, girl, today, and you're like, thank you.
But there's none of that in LA because LA doesn't have that character, right? You look at New York characters, especially now on social media, it's all like the Val kind of like New York, the Long Island. Everyone's like, hey, yo, what? Everyone's outspoken.
That's not me though.
No, but, the minute you sat down and started talking, she was like, what accent is that?
Because they're from LA, they obviously don't hear because
guys here are so
soft. I can
spot
a New York man in a minute.
Can I tell you something? There's two sides to it. There's a side to it that the guy that can handle a rejection, and then there's a guy that can't handle a rejection, right? The guys in New York.
That's a lot of guys everywhere.
But I'm saying, that's why New Yorker dudes would be like, you ain't shit anyway, so fuck you. Like that's how they respond back if you reject them. So that's also the downside to it too.
To what?
Because the New York guys are way too aggressive
but
sometimes.
then some New York guys will just flash your money at you, and you'll be like, oh my god.
Yeah, but LA dudes do that all day long too.
Okay, but New York men will actually put money down. LA men are just like, they put it in your face and they breadcrumb you. But they don't have it, right? Like,
I know.
Yeah, it's a screenshot of someone else's bank account.
At one point when I worked in a strip club, this guy was like flashing his money, and I was like, you can put your rent away.
You had a lot of lives. You worked in the strip club?
For like about 5-6 months during the pandemic. I was like, what the fuck am I gonna do?
Oh, you were trying to get the pandemic money.
Yeah.
You were trying to get the bands.
I was hella in the pandemic. It was a band fucking demic for sure.
Trying to get the bands.
Oh, I was.
Joey was throwing out the cash.
I was working at an underground club and then only worked private parties. So it was never at like a more well-known strip club where you couldn't take out your phone. You couldn't be like getting fucking crazy. It was very underground. And so like people...
How much money would you make in a night?
To be very honest, the most money I made in one night was $2,500. And
damn, that's a lot of fucking bread.
That's good money.
And
how many hours?
Probably 5 hours. And that was to just talk to a guy and he could do cocaine off my ass. That was it.
That's good money.
He separately paid the owner to give us a private room for the rest of the night. And from like 3 a.m. to like, I want to say 9 a.m., 8 a.m., around 8, 9 a.m., I was like, cash at me the first half, cash at me, went through,
What's this guy's build? Is he like an old, like...
No, he's a rapper.
Really?
Famous?
Yeah.
Fire.
I can't
How
talk
famous?
about it.
Give me like, can I...
He's friends with Justin Bieber. That's all I can really say on that one.
Bro, there's like...
Exactly.
Friends with everyone.
I hate to say it like vague, but like that's like maybe like the biggest...
Does he still come around? Because you're like, yo,
No.
for $5,000 you could do whatever you
No,
want.
I think he has a girlfriend. Like, so, but like,
did you smash, or it was just coke off the ass?
Never. Dead ass. I would tell you too. Like, to be
would
fair,
you have smashed?
I would have fucked him. I thought he was really hot. We had great conversation, and all he wanted to do, literally at one point, he was just looking at me and he came in his pants.
No.
Dead ass.
I
Swear.
would have been so
I never
annoyed.
seen anything like it in my life.
That's the LA American Pie right there.
Like, it was crazy.
Yo, that shit is crazy.
That's how people stop themselves from cheating.
That's a crazy rapper. If I ever catch the name of the person that came in his pants just from looking at a girl, that's wild.
Yeah.
That's, what are you, 13?
If we ever see him, I'll point him out to you.
Oh, please.
But
You can't rap after that.
Yeah.
Your rap career is over.
These rappers, the NBA players, NFL, they're all into crazy shit. Like, you know, I have some NDAs, so I can't really like get too much into it, but there's like they're out here. They're in the DMs.
Do you enjoy sex?
Yeah. Oh, I love sex.
Like in the sense of, you're like, I want kids. One day we talked, you just, touched on it for a second.
Yeah.
If I was single, and like Katy Perry slides in my DMs, like,
yeah,
the first thing that was in my head is like, I'm gonna try to fuck this girl. Do you, like, if a rapper slides in your DMs, are you instantly like, I'm gonna try to smash?
Fuck. No, I'm gonna like make it a little hard because I mean,
do you want to fuck them?
They have the means to treat you.
Yeah, I have self-worth. This is worth less. I have just a little self-worth.
They have the means to treat you respectfully, but a lot of times, whether they're celebrity or not, guys will think like, oh, because you're fat, I can do less and get more. So there's that to like battle that. I've like faced that a lot. Yeah. They're like, oh, this fat girl's probably really insecure. She'll probably suck my dick on the first date. And so it's so I'm going to make you work 10 times harder. And I call it investing in me. So you have to at least invest in me on like 3 dates and then we can talk.
Most girls should have this
Hayley, let me be honest with you.
Yeah.
Come on, be honest with me.
Yes.
How often you suck dick on the first date?
Have I? Oh, of course.
Yeah, so
not every time, but I have.
If the guy's good enough, he can break down Hayley's.
Yeah, but she's saying that as she ages,
hold on, let me think about
this.
I think I've only sucked dick on the first date like twice because I don't suck dick unless I'm getting fucked. If you're not fucking me, I'm not gonna suck your dick. I do not just like. There's only one guy I've ever just give like random head to, and it wasn't random. I've been fucking him for like 3 years. So you won't fuck on the first date? No. I think I've only had like one night stands in my 27 years.
Why? What's the point of giving a guy 3 dates and you're like, look, if a rapper's in my DMs, right? You're like, come on, what am I gonna have a relationship with this guy?
Wait, as a girl, you wouldn't stretch it? Bro?
No, just listen. Can I tell you?
Your stock goes down.
Right now in my life, I literally, even if you're rich, I need to like somehow be mentally or emotionally connected to you because I've been in LA for so long. I've come to know the biggest assholes, the biggest scammers are the one with the most monies.
I want to hear what he's talking about. I want to hear, because now he started saying this because it doesn't logically make any sense.
Listen to me. If I was a chick and a rapper slid in my DMs and I was like, yo, if I'm going to throw him some pussy on the third date, he's not going to date me. So why not just get rid of the game and fuck on the first date and both be like, boom, I fucked that rapper. He got to fuck me. Why do I need to stretch it when I know he's not going to be around forever? Like, what are the chances I'm going to marry him? Right?
Can I tell you
but what does it do to fuck him on the third date? If you know it's just sex.
I've gotten more out of the situation and it could turn into a friendship if it isn't just sex.
Yo, I'll tell you like this. First of all, that's a bad business plan. That's a bad business plan. Like, as far as a chick goes. Because if I was a girl, I would always find ways to keep every dude in the pocket just to make sure I stretch all the dinners out and the money or whatever I could do. Whatever it is.
To be honest, I could be worse than I am. I have friends that do way more like city girl scammer shit. Like, I'm fairly honest. Like, just do the gentlemanly shit of like, take me on a date. Pick the place, like be this,
suck
that,
my
the third.
Dick at the end of it. I bought you a dinner the first date.
But are you interesting enough for me to want to suck your dick?
Are you interesting enough for me to want to buy you dinner?
But with my throat skills, that's like
my
priceless.
Marketing skills are paying for this dinner.
Crazy. Hold on.
How much is a blowjob worth?
My head? Yeah. At least like $2,000.
$2,000?
And that's if I like you.
$2,000 you would charge for a blowjob
if I liked a guy and he was coming to me in a payment type situation.
Look, I'll take you to like Cheesecake Factory.
Oh fuck no!
Like, I'll put down $300.
I would have stayed home at Orange County.
Why?
I didn't move out of Orange County to go to the Cheesecake Factory.
Fine, let's go to Catch.
Okay.
Can you go to Catch?
Basic.
Where you want to go?
Everyone could have went there.
So where should I take you?
Where's
on
the
the
newest
first day?
hot spot?
Hold
Put
on.
some effort into looking
Guys,
into
time
that.
out for
So
Hold
then where is my blowjob at the end of this? Right? Like you're making me work so hard for your attention, but it's like, dude, meet me halfway. This is like, we're supposed to be
I
both
can
of
meet
us.
you halfway on the third date. Because
That's so much investing for what if you just
on the first date we could make out, we could get a little
make out with my dick.
we could get a little feely, but like
Come on.
Unless we're gonna fuck, I'm not gonna suck your dick.
So we'll fuck. Switch shoes. If you're a guy and I'm a girl and I'm telling you, hey, I need you to take me to 3. First of all, take me to the newest hot spot. So it's probably gonna cost you like $1,000 because like
Okay, no,
I'm gonna eat and I'm gonna drink.
I'm a little more realistic than that, and I won't like go crazy.
Fine, $600 meal.
Okay.
And then date 2, another $600 meal.
Yeah.
Date 3, another $600 meal. Like. You're gonna be like,
I have a guy who
I can
didn't
fuck a girl that literally will blow me in the McDonald's parking lot, lady. You know what I mean? Like, you got to also understand who you're competing against, who's in my Rolodex, right? So it's like you got to be a little more realistic.
That's how I can see where you value me and rank me.
No, I can
is
still,
based on those things, and then I can.
Why can't I just want to fuck you and still develop a friendship? Why is there so much value to this?
Though.
Yeah, but if you find that guy by fucking them right up top, you'll already be able to get rid of the 3 bullshit dates before you're like, oh, this guy sucks.
Then
but
maybe I'll fuck you on the second date.
Okay, see, I'm
I'm
making progress, Val. I'm at the second date.
Because like, you'd be surprised what you find out on the second date, and the second date is a big determiner whether you go out on the third date.
So are you like
first date? People are putting on shows. They're like a peacock. They're
first
like,
date. Are you wearing your like nicest underwear? Or you're like, no, I'm not doing anything.
No.
So you're already handicapping yourself.
Yes, I'm not shaving. First of all, I don't wear underwear in general. But like my version of underwear would be like,
you're not wearing underwear on a date?
I don't even wear underwear on my period. Like literally, like my version of underwear would be I'm not shaving because
that's okay.
I want to be hairless always.
But
that might be okay for you, but I don't care. I don't want to not be shaved.
All right, so second date you prep.
Second date I might prep by like shaving half my leg above my knee.
What?
Or like up to my knee, like or something. I always wear heels in like a cute outfit. And that's another thing. If I'm wearing heels on the first date and you take me somewhere weird, like next.
But you see,
that's
the problem,
what I just said. Okay.
The problem is, right? It all comes down. Look, you're trying to generalize like how you think should be, right? Which is normal. I understand, but also at the same time, it's very difficult because everything's so situational depending on the person.
You know, my problem is I know I'm just such a great, nice guy that a girl should suck my dick at the end of the day.
I'll give you this, Kirill. I'll give you this. Once in the bluest of moons, like very blue moons,
hey, I'm a numbers
there
guy.
Might,
if it's
like
in retrograde,
so hard on the might, be a guy that I want to fuck on sight. Like maybe twice a year do I see a guy and think I would fuck him now.
That's good.
Have you ever done that to a guy and like, oh, this is a nice guy, I'll do it?
Yeah.
It can be done. That's all I needed to know.
No, because that was the second time we met up. But he made me come, so I sucked his dick. But he didn't make me come from sex, but he still made me come. So we fucked on the second date.
Nice. No, there it is. There's your answer.
Do you look at fine? So let me ask you a question.
But that's because we had like crazy chemistry. And to be honest, I'm dating guys mostly that are in their 40s.
There you go. There's your answer.
Let me ask you a question.
So they don't fuck around as much as like.
Do you value a woman differently based on how quickly she gives up sex to you?
Most men do.
I think in most situations, yeah.
I don't.
Exactly.
I think that's me. But like,
and it's like I would hope for a guy like you. No offense, but like most guys are like that, which is why like you can't like be fucking on the second.
Let me explain to you the reason why. Because if I was just a dude that just wanted a relationship with no kids and this and that, then yeah, sure, I'll be a serial dater. I'll just date people and this, that, third. But if I'm talking about if I'm trying to have kids with this person, I need them to be at a certain like. I need them to approach certain things in life. I actually want my girl to be afraid of giving it up or doing certain shit.
Wait. But what's the problem with someone that you meet and you fuck the same night and be like, I can still have a relationship with you?
It's literally just different people's values and how they were raised. Like, you know,
because
I know people who fucked
early
on the first date and they're married now. They're both like super rich, have great lives, this, that, the third. But I also know people, you know, who waited and then like got divorced. So it's
but
kind
he's capping, first of all, because you didn't even like kiss Estee for like 4 months.
Oh, I'm not disagreeing. No. I'm telling you about what I did, but I also could tell you that all my ex-girlfriends were one-night stands.
But tell me why you waited with Estee.
Because it sucked dating the girl you fuck. right away. But I don't. But
explain.
What did you just not say what we just said?
No, but I'm telling you.
Someone get me the shooter.
But listen, if I fucked Estee on the first date, we would have still had. She just happened to be the right person for me that I waited to fuck. But if we fucked on the first date, I wouldn't have valued her less than if we waited. Because
then why'd you wait?
Because
you could have.
Because here's my problem with one night stands. My one night stand situation is I am so scared of being alone. I really am. I can't be alone. Like, friends would know that if I'm alone by myself too much, they'll have to come hang out with me. Like, a lot. When I would go out and I would meet a chick, and if we fucked the first night
and had a connection,
it did not. My connection would be my dick and her vagina. There's no connection. It was like I met you at a party, we had fun, we fucked. I instantly just turned boyfriend mode. I'm like, yo, dude, like, you want to go grab lunch tomorrow? Like, you want to go catch a movie? And then in New York, it's like easy to get caught up in my lifestyle because I was in the nightlife world. So the girls are like, oh my God, he's so fun and exciting. And all of a sudden I'm dating a girl I don't know. And I didn't like take the time.
Most people are.
Right.
In LA,
but
it's called they're doing it for rent.
I waited 1 month to fuck her. Okay. Right?
Yeah.
I was fucking other girls, but with her, until I fucked her, that's when I stopped. But for a month, I got to know her. And then we fucked.
Okay.
But if I met her and I fucked her right away, it would have been the same thing.
A lot of bleeping.
It would have been the same thing.
I guess. I don't know.
I would not judge anyone.
It depends what you're going out to do when you fuck. Like, when I fuck, it's usually with the intention of dating. I'm not just fucking to fuck.
You're done prowling.
No.
How old are you?
Oh, no. I'm 27. And I always like say, I'm not looking for something too serious. I'm not looking for something too casual. So it can't be as casual as like Friends with Benefits where it's 11 p.m. and you're like, hey, you should come over right now. If we had started dating and fucking, then we could get a little more casual with it if we're still going on dates. But I just want to know the person. I want consistency. My whole life is like very public.
She's saying she can cook for herself. She doesn't need you type shit.
To be honest, like sometimes I'm like with a guy and I'm like, I could be doing this with my friends. It doesn't
really matter to her. Like to her, it's like
I would rather hang out with my friends and do something fun. I have like very limited time. So if you're not one of my best friends or my godchildren and I'm seeing you, props to you. You must be a very interesting person. Like it's very hard to catch my attention. Even my mom used to be like, I would hate to be your friend. Like, you're so hard to like impress and you're so hard to like, your standards are so high. Like my whole life I've been like that. You can find your people, but I don't think I have to lower my standards or like there's different strokes for different folks. So like, I think that works out for you. I think that'll work out for you. I think it'll work out for me. I'm not looking to get married right now, but I am looking for someone consistent. And I go both ways. So it could be girl, guy. Like,
so can I ask a question then? Because
I just don't want to fuck a stranger.
That's fine. And so for me, if I'm single and I'm going out, I think I would have to figure out where I'm going to get what I want, right? Like if I'm going clubbing, like I really don't want to meet my future wife there. If someone tells me, do you want to hit a nightclub? My head goes, all right, I'll have a one night stand. It'll be fun. But like, where are you going to go?
Oh, I don't really go out. Men come to me.
Okay, but in what sense?
Everywhere. On the street, on the internet.
Is that fun to meet a guy like that on the street, on the internet?
Oh, no, not this, like this. I mean, just.
Like, where would you go to meet this guy?
Okay, sorry, reciprocal, because no, I would not like talk to a man I like met on the street. But like, for example, like Kazumi's party, like, I feel really safe there. I feel like that's a safe environment. We come to the ALF parties. Like, I feel like
but you don't want to meet the guys at any of these parties. Do you think that those are going to be good partners?
Yes and no. I feel like
I'm being honest.
It depends,
I would not date any of the guys at these
whose friend
parties.
it is. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if like my friend Jenny brings a friend, I'm like, I know Jenny well enough. She's not just like fucking around with anybody.
Oh, well, yeah. If your girlfriends are like, I know a guy, and it's different than, oh, I met a guy at Summer Friday.
Yeah, but I have so many girlfriends here. Right. So it's like and in the respectful way, I know who's what personality and who's not personality.
So let me ask.
Some people like to hang out with like, they love everybody. They're just like very social. They like to like hang out with everyone and their mom, which is like great if you're super social. But I'm looking for a certain type of person who can like understand like where I am. Like I might be 27, but I'm running my whole life like I'm fucking 37, 40 years old right now. So I can't just kind of like meh. Like the girls who might be a little younger than me, like those guys are probably more flaky or this, that. It says nothing about them, but it's just like, has to do with what they do, or like, you know what I mean? Like, it's very situational.
Have you had long-term boyfriends?
Mostly, yeah.
Have you ever had them date you and then try to change you, whether it be physical or mental? Are they like, hey, so now?
In high school, yeah, definitely. It was like, so many of my brother's friends would literally be like, had the biggest crushes on me. They would literally like pull me aside to be like, Hayley, like, you're perfect. Your face is perfect. You're funny. Your personality. You cook. You sing. Like, you do everything. Like, can you just lose weight? Like, you would literally be perfect. They'd be like, if you could just like get right here.
What would go through your head in that moment?
Well, even if I wanted that, it's not like I can drop 50 pounds in one day.
Right.
And there's a lot of resources. Like, at some point when you have so much weight gain, you need resources to help yourself lose your weight.
Right.
I'm a girl in high school. I'm not buying the groceries. I'm not buying a personal trainer. Like, that's like very situational, and I just knew I couldn't make those things happen overnight. So it was just
it's not easy at all.
Yeah, it was just very sad of being like, oh my God, so many guys think I'm literally this perfect human, but the only thing that's not perfect about me is my body, and somehow no one can get over that. I don't know, because I think like if you get to really know a person, there's some things you can kind of like look past, like if a guy has a small penis, or like
why'd you point that at me? Right away.
Yeah, I am all inclusive, but small dick guys, they're useless.
Like, I could date a short guy, like literally, but it's like you can do anything.
Small penis, short guys, ugly guys.
Yeah.
What else we got in here?
Like
Asians.
So cut his comb over off, but leave the waves. No problem. I got you.
You know, so it was sad, but also I knew, like, it sounds weird, but like I knew I had hope. Essentially, like, I just kind of hoped that like when I got older, men would, which is naive, men would get more mature, and like
that's a naive thought.
And I think it's
sure.
more like New York, like we said, like the men out there, like they're fucking 14 and they're like grown, like they're like like I'm grown.
Yeah.
I don't know. They're very like, I like what I like.
They're just more independent.
Like,
that's all it is.
I don't know. They just own themselves more. I feel like in LA, everyone's more like, what do I look like? What's my appearance? They're this soft, and that. Yeah. And it's like, but when I tell you, when I do go out with men, or like have gone on dates, or like my ex-boyfriends, when we would go places, men would like dap them up. Women would be like, you guys are so fucking cute, because they like, somehow it's all of a sudden like he became like very admirable, because he was owning dating a plus size girl. So
did you feel like a prop ever? Someone got to be like, oh, it's like, oh, look at me, I'm an accessory, so this guy gets all the praise.
No, because most of my boyfriends always dated skinny girls, so I never felt like I was part of like a fetish or anything like that. And it was kind of like,
I just,
you know, part of it's not a fetish though. But
it's more of like, it's a preference. It's kind of like a guy gets a good. It's like some guy realizes, if I walk around with Hayley and she's dolled up, we go to a restaurant, I get so much praise.
Yeah.
Like, to her, it could feel like, wait, is this like, does he truly love me, or does he love the attention I bring by being with him?
Yeah,
right?
but
that's like a lot of girls.
Most men date girls for
like
status.
That. Yeah, exactly.
Most guys. The thing is, when you're a guy and you're dating a girl that you're around, or you're bringing her around, or you're like showcasing, it's for status.
But most guys don't think that, oh, having a plus size girl on my arm could bring me like confidence and status, because people really think if you're dating a plus size girl that you got big dick energy.
Yeah, they're like, my man's swinging,
that guy's
and
probably
she
got
sucks
fat
dick.
ass dick. And to be fair, I've only ever been with one plus size man, and so it's like all like thinner, tall men, and like.
Are you into fat guys?
Situational. Like,
that's a politically good answer.
I hate you for that answer.
I know, I'm sorry.
I need you to say, I don't fuck fat guys.
No, I mean,
what's fat?
I guess maybe if you have like a big belly or like arms or something.
Like just actual arms.
But be honest.
Like a big, like maybe
does that?
Because there's a dad bod, but that's not fat. That's just like you got a little like maybe you're like chubby or something.
But you turned on. You rather date obviously like an NBA build than you would a fat guy.
No, to be honest, six pack. I dated a guy who was fucking ripped, like footballer, like. And it was uncomfortable to cuddle with and like be like intimate with. So I prefer like probably a guy with like a dad bod.
Some strength too. Do you like to be thrown around?
Oh, if you can, yeah.
Yeah,
like
that's
throw
what I'm
me
saying.
through some drywall. Like,
oh, see,
like
daddy issues, right? She's just like,
I like
take me back. I'll sing for the neighbors.
Manhandle the
Like the
fuck
Kool-Aid
out of me. If you can manhandle me, like, oh my god, you could probably marry me.
I wanted to reel us back into the money, right? Because we're talking about the hustle now. How do you make your money? Where does bulk of your money come from?
Most of my money comes from content creating, and then right now it's like a tie between fans and modeling.
Wow, okay.
So modeling is just so like you just never know, and then also you don't know if like plus size girls are in that season or not, right?
Right.
And then
I
if
feel
there's
like plus size girls are in right now.
Well, like one time my agent
guys are
said to
having a
me like,
renaissance.
"Sorry, you're not really booking right now. Like Asian plus size girls are in," and I was like, "Can she say that to me? I don't know."
It's
but
like the stock market.
That's
basically.
crazy.
Yeah.
So there's even like affirmative action within.
it's like, well, we can only have one
that-
plus size girl, so like, who's she gonna be in the group?
Does it bother you that they tried to call Kate Upton a plus size girl?
Who?
Remember,
Kate Upton.
Because she's like,
Yeah, that was wild. That
they're
was
like, oh,
fucking
that's a big
wild.
girl. You're like, guys,
Her
calm down.
tits are just
Yeah,
big,
she's got
and
big
she has
tits, and
like
she's
2
got-
inches bigger like hips than the regular.
You're like, literally, that's
Yeah.
anorexic.
You know
by
that Drake
American
likes
standards.
plus size girls.
I mean, like allegedly.
Yeah, that's why
I think
he has
Drake
that
likes
jumbo
anything.
jet. He can just
No,
pack 'em in
I
there.
think Drake is really about that. Like, I think he's really into the plus
I
size.
mean, guys,
world.
like that's the thing is so many guys are like on the down low when it comes to fat girls. They're either super curious or they like fucking love it because I'm just gonna like. Keep
What do you think the curiosity
even
is?
Cardi B has said everyone knows fat bitches have good pussy. It's like, especially if you have long dick. So like because it's warmer, it's fatter. It's
Don't have a
just
long
like
dick. We'll never
you know.
know.
It really depends ultimately like what you're into, but most guys after they fuck a plus size girl like this wasn't so bad. Like one of my OnlyFans subscribers was like, yeah, I always dated plus size girls, or I always dated skinny girls, and then one day I gave like a 400-pound girl a chance, and like I've never went back.
That was me with In-N-Out, but versus Shake Shack. I never went back to Shake Shack because after I tried In-N-Out, because everybody was talking shit. I was talking shit,
You know?
saying In-N-Out is whack compared to Shake Shack.
Did you just compare that to banging fat girls?
No, I'm talking about like how the mind switches.
Oh yeah, well that's a lot of people are
Because
afraid
people
of
say,
opening those
"Yo,
doors.
I'm not about,
Some people are scared of opening those
You
doors.
don't know until you try.
Yeah,
like
I
with
know.
anything in life.
Yeah, that's why I don't really. I'm scared.
That's why
of
he's
too many
scared to blow
fingers in the
somebody.
butt.
That's why he's scared to blow someone.
I am actually
'Cause you might
very
like
scared
it.
of giving a blowjob.
Why you think this shit will be fun?
What if it just clicks?
Well, because if
And I'll
you
be like,
close
"Oh
your
my
eyes,
God."
it could be anybody.
It literally will feel like a
That's
warm pickle in my mouth.
Yeah,
Oh, that's crazy.
Does the dick feel good in your mouth?
I mean,
That's a crazy
if,
thing to
depending
ask,
on the
no?
dick.
What?
Depending on the dick.
Like, can you really like tell the difference between dicks?
Yes. Oh my God. Yeah.
Mentally.
I'm
I'm just
not
gonna
really
ask these
big into
questions.
like uncircumcised cocks. I've had one, but I was just, I wasn't super into it. But I don't like to cock discriminate, but like, no, because when you're working with my ass, like you really can't have a small cock. And if you do, you really need to have the confidence to know how to like work it. I don't know. I've just been really blessed with a lot of the cock I've gotten in my life.
That's
so
crazy.
I've
It's
only
just
had,
a crazy statement all around. I'll
Like-
be honest with you.
there's only a couple guys where I was like, this doesn't work. Like,
Do you give every guy a chance? Like, what happens if
No,
you like a
not
guy
every
and
guy.
then his dick is small? You're like, damn, I guess we won't be fucking good until we break up.
that kind of happened.
Does that?
Like a few months ago, there's this guy, super fucking hot. We like connected, great conversation. We went on multiple dates. And
You
so then
see? I'm right.
After a few dates, I was like, okay, let's fuck. And so like we go to fuck. First red flag was he like rips off my fucking pants, but he doesn't eat me out. He just starts fingering me and he's making like all these weird faces. And I try to like look away and he literally
Was he
takes
just
my
like-
face and turns it around. And I was like, it was like a horror show, and he's like fingering me and like making all these weird faces.
Like he's looking for the change between the car seat.
I don't know. So then he like flips me over, and it was just giving fetish. Like he started like the way. Like guys will touch your ass, make it whatever, but he was like
CVS
worshiping
lady?
my ass.
Like the CVS lady? Why?
Like this CVS lady just like worship, like started eating my ass, and I was like, I don't know. I even told my therapist about this. She's like, maybe he's gay. Like I don't know. Starts eating my ass, like feeling me up, whatever. Then he like pulls out his dick, and I was like, no. no. After that, Jenny, my best friend, always tells me I'm a good sport and I will finish the thing, because we've had a friend
you just
where
give him a crease. You're like, whatever, I'll just
oh
put your
no,
dick
because
right
then
here.
eventually that night he told me he had a foot fetish.
Because you're empathetic and sympathetic type of person, so you just
I don't like to kink
jerk him off
shame.
with your feet?
Or he like literally like his eyes were going in the back of his head, like it looked like The Exorcist. Like he like throwing my feet on him, like
what do your feet do?
Like I don't think I had that good of feet.
So
he texts me like 2 days later. He's like, I had the best time. I had so much fun. Like, you're so great. This, that, the third. I have a prompt because I don't believe in ghosting people. So I have multiple prompts on how to like properly like tell someone.
She's got like an AI.
It's
I was
not
just
going to
about
work
to say
out.
it.
So you just tell them.
So I said, hey, you're super sexy and I love your personality. We have a great time together, but sexually I'm not feeling the connection. We can just be friends. Because he was actually interesting. But if he wasn't interesting, then it would have been a total like, just like there's no thing there, like great.
So,
but I told him we could still be friends.
So if you understand that you have certain needs from a man because of the way your body is designed, you just wasted 3 dates, $1,800 when you need to fuck him on the first date and be like, we have no sexual chemistry. Why are we wasting each other's time?
Well, before I
you
used
need
to wait
find out if
longer,
their
the
dick's
third
big
date
right away.
was the thing.
No, first date, you gotta know their dick size.
No, because the first 2 dates, if I like your person, I dated a guy.
What's worse, falling in love and having to live with a shitty dick, or not falling in love and being like, damn, that's a big dick, I'm cool with it, now I can maybe learn to love him?
I fell in love with a guy with a micro penis and I tried to make it work forever.
Where is he?
He cheated on me with my best friend of 11 years and there's somewhere doing heroin together.
Killing it.
He's cheating, huh? You gave him some confidence. You probably were like hyping him up. You're too nice. You're
I was.
Damn,
like treating it like he had like a fucking...
He had like a clitoris.
Did you go,
literally, of course.
Like,
one time, the guy was like, then why are you moaning? And I was like, because I just want this to be over.
It's cruel. That's really cool.
But that's what I'm saying.
If a girl told me that, I just want this to be over, I'd be like, I'm pretty sure it's called rape. I need to leave.
He finished.
How do you not fall in love with a guy and then realize he's got a small dick versus not being a whore by seeing his dick on the first date, but not wasting everyone's time by going on 3 dates?
Who gets the short end of the stick, you think?
Her, usually. Because she goes on 3 dates and then his little stick shows up.
No pun intended.
That's the pun intended.
Knows how to use his small penis... and has a good personality, I'll stick around.
What? Are you kidding me? If he knows how to use a small penis.
And I'll only stick around because of the performance based on the 3 dates. So does he have...
how creative is it?
Or does he have enough personality and confidence to make up for the fact that he has a small penis?
I just realized it doesn't even really matter because she dates both ways. So that's why it doesn't matter if you have a micro penis technically.
Well,
so you just scissor
I'm
them?
going to be honest, I don't think I could marry a guy with a micro penis anymore. Back in the day, I would have been
but if you would willing to marry a girl with no penis, if you're willing to marry a girl with no penis.
Oh yeah, no, penis isn't like,
See, that's what I'm saying. It doesn't even matter.
Yeah, but then would you want to date a guy that only has a female lower region, or would you rather hang out with the girl?
Well, then I'm dating trans.
Okay, so every guy with a small dick should have a little suitcase full of trinkets.
That, or should look on like how to like pleasure a woman with a small, like literally Google like
small dick, big wallet.
They should have a dummies book that says how to pleasure a woman with a micro penis.
You know, I'm actually
read a book like that.
Why?
Stay
I don't have that issue.
Not to be a selfish plug, but today I'm actually having porn star Emma Magnolia on my podcast, and we're going to talk. She's going to give advice on how to make women come.
That sounds like a big.
And that's for everybody.
Magnolia.
There's things you wanted to talk about, and this pertains to the business of being fat.
Yeah.
And you said that there's different ways that you make content without no porn, no nudity, but guys literally like lose their minds over. And I think there's 4 ways.
A few.
The first one is
my weigh-ins.
Oh my God.
So I'll just take videos and on my iPhone, put up on a tripod, be like, here I am. I do monthly weigh-ins. So at the top of the month, like I take out my scale, I go on the scale, and then I grab the iPhone so that they can see it. Like, you can't make it up. They want to see like that you're telling the truth. But yeah, so I just step on the scale, film it, show them the scale.
Is there a lot of people that subscribe to this?
Oh, that's my highest, like.
So look, I actually asked her if we could weigh her for this so that we could have a funny YouTube moment where it's like, guys, this is like legal porn, essentially. We can show you this, and there's dudes who will probably jerk off to this. But she's like, dude, I make so much money off these weigh-ins. I can't afford to have you guys give away one of my weigh-ins.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
We made a compromise with one of my like lower paid things. So we do have the weigh-ins. Like I've literally like, I'll talk to my subscribers and this guy will be like, I jacked off twice to that video of you weighing yourself.
What are you wearing in these weigh-ins? Are you just barefoot? You're just like,
I mean, I could show you like just a bralette and some underwear.
I want to see what a weigh-in video
like.
looks
I can someone hand me my phone?
Is it like UFC? That'd be great if you just had like a team there.
Well, I found out they're obsessed with the way my belly looks. So the big thing is now I charge more because I do the weigh-ins with my belly out.
Oh, damn. So there's like premium weigh-ins.
Well, now I just do them all with the
weigh-ins
belly out.
The more I say it, it just sounds like I just want to say Damon Wayans.
Okay, where
He
is
thinks Dana White is going to walk out over here. If you keep saying weigh-ins.
Oh, someone just bought my measurement video.
Damn.
Okay, so
that's crazy. There's a market for everything.
Do you hear what you said out loud? Someone bought my measurements video, and like meanwhile, someone has to,
That's insane.
Literally.
Well, to be honest, this all started because I was kind of doing. Reason why I'm able to charge so much money for my content is I tell all of them like I'm a model who does fans on the side. I'm not a fans girl who's trying to be a model. I have a very established career, so a lot of the people that come to see me, they've been following me for like 6, 7, 8 years. There's a lot of men that there was a blog established in 2017 if they kept up the journey of my weight gain and my weight losses from 2017 to 2000.
To be like a stock market index.
23, yeah,
that's
literally a whole portfolio. And then when I lost a bunch of weight, it got quiet for like 2 years, and then someone was like, "You guys, she's gaining it back." The whole thing started going again.
Whoa.
And then recently I was like, I need to take more seriously. Unfortunately, my dog needs surgery, so that'll be about $5,000, and each surgery is about 6 weeks recovery time, so I can't work for about 2 months, so I need to make like $10,000-$15,000 extra income that I wasn't expecting. So I started talking to my subscribers like, that's a big thing, is a lot of it's contributed, like they need to talk back, because I had a subscriber subscribe for a long time, never said anything. Recently, when I started doing this content, he resubscribed. He's like, I had no idea. And I'm like, had you told me this is what you wanted to see, you could have got this like a year ago.
Right.
Now it's like more out in the air. I get it now. And so I'm like, oh my God, I can finally like afford to get my dog like surgery.
But isn't that crazy that sometimes in life, like desperation breeds innovation?
Yes.
Right? Like where you're backed into a corner, you're like, you normally wouldn't do this if you didn't need those dog bills, right? But now it opens up a lane of creativity for you. Bro, like I weigh myself every morning after I take a shit. Ain't no one paying me for that.
You can get
right?
paid for
so
it,
like that, so a little struggle sometimes is like is important for finding what you're good at.
And low-key, it's like I literally even said to myself, even like I've been full-time content creator and model for about 4 or 5 years now, and I told myself, like, I look at my dog like a baby, and I'm like, if my baby needed to, I'd do anything, put my pride aside. I was like, I will go back to, at one point I cleaned houses, and I was like, I will go scrub rich people's floors with a toothbrush again. I will do anything for my fucking child. So when I found out this, I'm like, okay, well, if I don't have to break my back, I just need to stand on a scale for 45 seconds and make $50. Awesome. Like,
can I see one of them?
Yeah. Okay, here we go. So I'm like, hey, like, we're gonna do a weigh-in today. Like, thanks. Like, I hope you're excited. Here we go. Like,
and do you show them what's on the scale or no?
Yes, just because I'm gonna cut the money, but I bring it. We can't get the money shot there. You got to go to my hands to see how much I weigh. So then I just show the scale, and that's the end of the video.
Oh my God, can you imagine? My
and
mom,
that can
my mom
go
had to
anywhere
get a
from
fucking
like
doctorate to work in an office.
Yeah.
Do you think this is like an American thing? Or you think this is like?
Well, half my subscribers are from out of the country, so
really?
I definitely see a lot of like European people love BBWs. That's for sure.
They're looking into American culture, and it's like they're just consuming more of us.
Some of them are
because
just
it's so foreign to them. It's so foreign to them.
It's more of a fascination,
or like
right?
it's like their mom was plus size and like whatever.
Yeah,
like they're like, yeah, everyone around me in my family was plus size, so I just like plus plus size, or like I just like I said, got curious one day. They ended up going out with a big girl, and they were like, I'm never going back. Like it's
just preference.
Yeah, preference, or they're curious, or like, what is this? This only just started happening like a few months ago. Like before that, I was just doing like, I used to be super sexy and sexual on Instagram, and then pandemic, and I was like, why am I posting all these ass shots for free?
Because you can make bread without it, right?
And so it was like, I'm not going to post this on anymore, but this is stuff I would have posted on Instagram. Right. So why not make money off of it? But even then, I'd get all this traffic, but I was wondering like why no one's like sticking hardcore. And then some people would have been there for years now and never said a word to me. But then I found out like that's what they want. I've never gained so many new subscribers the past few months, made so much money off of like, and it, to be honest, like shout out one of my subscribers. I'm not going to say his name for privacy, but he changed the game. He was like, Hayley, like, I think this is what they want to see from you. Belly play, this, that, the third.
Damn.
So then I started chatting with I was like, hey, you guys, are you into this? And everyone's like, yeah, hell yeah, this is what I want. And subscribers I had for a long time who I didn't even think they would be were like kind of just like waiting around. Like, first of all, if you're subscribed to a girl, the best thing you can do is tell her what you want to see from her. You know what I mean?
Right. I guess you were like, probably trying to give them the stereotypical content that you'd be like, oh, they can get that from other girls. Here's
just sexy. I've just always been sexy.
Yeah, but sexy, they're like, I can get from like any girl in the world.
Yeah.
Hayley, you can give me what really turns me on, right?
Yeah.
Like, tell me the weight, show me your stomach, show me like all the other things about you. Don't give me that fucking cookie cutter like lingerie shot. It's like, dude, I can Google that.
To be honest, I don't know if it's the daddy issues, but I just love making people happy.
And what better way to make someone happy than to make them jizz in their pants?
I love making people happy, and
it's not the when am I the happiest?
Yeah.
When I'm eating or coming.
I want to ask you another thing, right? Can you please present this right here?
Okay, so this is so you know what, you didn't annoy me, but when I asked you, I was like, yo, I think you can come up with the top 5 reasons fat girls are better than skinny girls. And you left me such a sweet voice note where you're like, Kirill, I got like 3, but then like, everything else, like skinny bitches are better. And I was like, no.
Okay.
So I want to hear your 3 that you did come up with. Okay. And I want to see, because I came up with my 5. Okay. I have 5. I came up with top 5 reasons fat girls. 5 reasons fat girls are better than skinnier girls.
Okay. Like I said, first one, great personalities. Since you're not fat, or since you okay, sorry.
That's not even on my list. But now it's 6. Yeah, I agree with you.
Number 1, great personalities. Like I said earlier, when you're fat and the world isn't valuing for your looks like most girls, you have to have a great personality. You have to be funny. You have to know how to cook.
You have to bring some shit to the table.
Yeah, you have to be like solid. So most plus size girls are more well-rounded with their personalities and interests, and like have like good intellect.
Those are already like, I heard like 4 or 5 inside that one.
No, it's all personality.
Yeah.
No, but intellect.
That's all part of the personality.
No, some people have good personality, but they're dumb.
Like, you can still be funny and be dumb.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And that's a great personality.
Yeah, I guess Val.
So some people, it's like some people.
I went on that one. I'm sorry.
No, I just meant you.
I know. I want you to say it again so it's loud enough on the mic, because sometimes they don't hear it.
No, I just meant you're funny and dumb.
Oh, yeah, but I'm saying not intelligent.
Yeah, you're not intelligent and funny. I got you.
But some girls are like, I love a funny guy. I'm not one of them, but...
Okay.
So there's like, you keep telling me no offense the whole episode, so I appreciate it. No problem. Yeah. So listen, so 3, there's 3.
Because of my trauma, I'm very literal and I'm very black and white. So when a guy jokes too much, sometimes I think it could be serious. And my trauma in here is like, do I think about this too deep, or do I like?
I mean, my trauma started activating as soon as you guys taking shots in the beginning of the episode.
We'll probably finish the episode with some shots. But okay, so 2. Historically, I guess you would say fat girls rumoredly, allegedly give better head. And like Cardi B said, fat girls got good pussies. So I don't know. Like I said, I give great head.
Science.
It's marinating long.
And I'm a throat go. I think I know other plus size girls that are a throat go. I don't want to say every plus size girl and trick one of you male listeners in and being like, I should fuck a fat bitch for some good head. But
hey, it's your most used muscle. Like, obviously, like, who's gonna fucking inhale things in her mouth better than a Fat girl.
You never know.
Dicks.
I don't know because
And technically, fat
that's
girls
on my
have.
list.
Hold
That's
on
on
one
my
second.
list. That's
and
on my list.
technically, well, no, this doesn't actually
No, better
logically
head,
make
definitely.
sense. I was gonna say technically, fat girls have better taste.
Nah, because some people just be like one track with their food. And
That's
some people
why I
are more
said it doesn't
cultured.
make sense, 'cause
But
I
also,
thought
I've
about
had an
it.
eating disorder, so that's kind of why I have no gag reflex, would make myself throw up all the time. So it kind of came in handy.
So you kind of need an eating disorder to give good head. You need to burn off your fucking Abdullah, whatever that dangly thing is.
Yeah, exactly.
Damn.
So
That's Cardi B said.
Okay,
That
so-
dangly thing in the back of your throat.
yeah,
See? I
we
know
love
my-
Cardi. She's here for the fat bitches.
She is.
Insert a clip. Anyways. Okay.
Number
and then
3.
My third one is you can survive death better. So like a couple things. Like
What?
if someone stabs a skinny person, like you're probably dead. You stab
You have
me.
more cushion for the pushing.
Yeah, and I could probably make it to the hospital and live.
Wow.
And then another thing is like, for example, when I used to be a nanny, I had this one mom who her kids were plus size. She knew it well. And she literally one day looked at me and was like,
You better take a
I'd
bullet."
rather them be plus size because then no one's going to kidnap them. So I can
Right.
survive death
So, Hayley,
better.
you're telling me
also,
if
wait,
we're in
one
a-
more
if we-
thing.
okay.
Statistically, thinner people are more likely to die from being thin than fat people are to die from being fat.
Wow.
And most
I did
people
not
don't know that.
because
So like check on your thin friends. They need
So
to.
you're saying it's okay that if you and I are involved in some sort of mass shooting and I dove behind you, I wouldn't be called a bitch. I'd be like, yo, Hayley, you told me that you can take bullets better than me.
I don't want to confirm or deny that because I have
I'm
been in
joking. You're gonna be my
positions where
human
we were in
shield.
dangerous ways and I told my thin friends like I got you.
You're like, yo,
Like-
Hayley. All right, so you missed a few.
Yeah.
You missed a few according to my
Okay.
list.
Oh God.
But I like yours.
What is this
You didn't
list?
come up with the shooting one. The stabbing one's a good one.
Yeah, I can
didn't think of that
just
one.
survive death
And the
better.
personality one.
Kidnapping, like
I like.
Okay.
but
I've
So-
definitely still been sexually harassed, but no one's tried to carry me away to their van.
Well, so see, here's my list. Number 1, better head. We already
Okay.
covered that.
That's-
Number
so I guess-
2,
yeah.
If you ever sleep in a bed with skinny bitches, they're so cold all the time. So sleep with a fat girl, much warmer in bed.
Okay.
I think that's pretty much why dudes on the East Coast
Don't pay
love
for
fat white
electricity
girls
bills.
because they're like, yo, it's cold. We have seasons. In LA, they're a little like more pretentious. They're like, dude, it's like 80 in November.
I'll turn on the
Right?
heater.
So they're like, fat girls are a good heat source on
Okay.
the East
Right.
Coast. Me and a fat girl, we can share clothing.
I do like that because I do like being able to wear
I'm a
my man's
cross-dresser.
shirt.
I'm a cross-dresser.
Yeah,
And
and,
and-
I can't really share clothes with my friends, but I have been able to share clothes with my ex.
There you go.
Because men like to wear oversized shit, so it fits me perfectly.
I was just about to say.
Okay, my
I can
number
still
one.
get a man's jacket. Like I could fit into that jacket. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
it could still be like, oh, you want my
See,
jacket?
there you go.
And you could actually rock it.
Yeah.
Number 4. My biggest pet peeve is he asking a girl, what do you want to eat? And her saying, I don't know. You always know what you want to eat? God damn it.
I
don't think it matters.
It doesn't?
I think it's a female brain at
It's
the end of the
literally
day.
like I have friends that are foodies, and it's mostly the skinny people, and I'll literally be like, take me anywhere. So it's kind of like you could say it's like yes and no. Like I'm
But isn't it
open
crazy
to
that as soon
going
as-
anywhere. If I don't know where I want to go, I'm open to almost anywhere you want to try.
But isn't it crazy as a girl?
It's a lot of peer
Hold on.
pressure to
If
make
you-
sure that you enjoy what I bring you.
No. Because if I'm like, oh yeah, like I'm open to anything, like
But that's
I
bullshit.
set myself
Right.
up.
But that's bullshit because as soon as girls say I'll do whatever, and you go from like, oh, so let's do Lebanese tonight, and they're like, oh, actually, I was thinking Persian. So then clearly you guys knew what you wanted, but you're waiting.
Okay,
for
I'll usually
the
say,
direction.
if I'm being honest, guys, like what do you want for dinner? I usually say if I'm craving something, I'll honestly say it. But if I'm not, I'll just be like, oh, I'm open to anything, but I don't eat raw. But I'll still eat baked sushi. So we could still go to a sushi place, and you can still eat sushi, but I'm not going to eat raw sushi.
Okay, so my list is flawed because
No,
all
one-
women are the same.
No.
You guys are all the same.
Yeah.
You guys are indecisive. And you actually touched on my number 5.
Okay.
I don't have to worry about you. You're less likely to get stolen.
Yeah.
So like I can be like, yo, I'll be right back, and I can leave you on a street corner.
Yeah.
And you'll hold your own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's his biggest thing. He just wants to take his boys for a ride because
Yeah.
he has a new car now.
I have a new
and,
car.
and it's not a 4-seater.
Yeah.
So it's to show the car off. You need to only have 2 people.
I wanted to take him around the block, and Este and his girl are standing on the street corner, and I was like, I'm gonna take Val for a ride around the block, and it's like 10 o'clock in like deep in North Hollywood, and
Yeah.
they're like, what?
You couldn't leave my friends on blocks. Like, I no. They
no, you can't.
But you also
get snatched.
but also we can leave you on the block because you used to.
Even when my skinny friends dress like little boys, people still try to touch them.
Well, yeah, because guys are fucking creepy and pedophiles.
Less likely than a fat person.
Right.
What else?
That was my top 5.
Oh,
I had my 5. More. I had 4. What do you want from me?
But we covered way more. We covered way more than 5, though.
We still, we got.
It was a solid list.
That's pretty fair.
Yep.
Yeah, I think thinner girls benefit from society more, but the things you just listed aren't flawed.
In circumstances of what you're talking about, I guess yes. But at the same time, right?
And
like
thick girls are in right now. So it's like, what's too thick? But it depends on the guy.
To me, it comes down to more like personality. Like if you have a charming ass personality, you get looked past anything. It doesn't matter. You're just gonna be good looking regardless. That's why when he says like, "Oh, I'm so ugly," I don't see it because I'm like, "Yo, you're the man."
That most of the people that fuck me are drunk.
If you've got the gift of the gab, you can do things.
Whatever you want. Like this is why I say Biggie had a lazy eye. He couldn't even see out of
but
he had a lazy eye.
He had a crazy lazy eye.
You're talking about.
We're talking about he's looking and he's not even looking at you.
Can I say one thing off topic?
You're wrong.
Yamani's grandfather produced the beats for Biggie.
Oh, really?
Sick.
She's actually like R&B royalty.
Oh, wow,
but
that's fire.
I just had to say that.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Biggie's one of my
favorites. He had a lazy eye?
My grandpa?
No, bitch, Biggie.
Biggie had a really bad lazy eye. But the thing is,
you're bringing up Biggie, and that's a terrible example because you'd be bringing up some dude who looks like Biggie who just fucking works at Best Buy.
Okay, but
Biggie, that's not the point.
If Biggie didn't have a look and confidence, people would be like, "Who's this fat motherfucker?"
If Biggie didn't have talent.
Yeah.
It'd be different. You're forgetting, you're referencing, dude, anyone gets up there and grabs a microphone and has lyrics that people know, you're instantly getting laid. You're comparing fame.
No.
Fame is way different.
You clearly didn't look at the... Hold on. You're not... You clearly... You're talking about already... I'm not talking about after the fame. I'm talking about before when he was
How would you know?
boys. What do you mean? The documentaries, all the resources from his friends, everything. The fact was, it's not about him rapping, that he had everybody surrounding him. He was basically the focal point of the group. Because of his energy. That's the reason why I'm saying it has nothing to do with the fame. Good for you. Lizzo got famous. Yeah. And so what? She's a bitch, right? But nobody likes it because she's apparently a nasty person.
People still want to fuck her. We're discussing sex.
But I'm talking about Biggie was
loved. I'm sure Biggie was loved
before he was a rapper. That's the point I'm trying to bring up.
I'm sure Lizzo was
Biggie
loved
always
before
had
too.
leverage, and his leverage was his energy, and also he had money from selling crack or cocaine or whatever.
But it's hard to become successful and big like Biggie without having a good personality and the talent to back it up.
I mean, there's plenty of people that become famous that have
then
shitty
the money
personalities.
gave him, so from selling the drugs, he got the money to invest in his talent.
No, what I'm saying is that Biggie...
But he still had that swagger before people knew he had talent.
He had to charm all these people. Yes. It doesn't matter how talented you are. You can't
just go from, I agree, I see what Val's trying to say. You can't just be like some average fat person and then be a star the next day.
I know a bunch of talented fat people back in Brooklyn, but they're not getting to that level because his charm was just too strong. So because he worked on his personality so hard.
I literally tell my modeling.
I'm agreeing with you. Okay. Show me a fat guy who has personality that's getting laid, right? That's a more better example. You're referencing famous people. I'm asking you to show me a pedestrian, right? And they do exist. But the example you're naming is everyone you're naming fame overpowers their fatness.
Well, now. I'm talking about before. Well, you still needed to utilize the charm.
Finish the thing. I want to hear where this... Wait, so...
There's nowhere it was going. I was just trying to tell you not to use a famous person as an example. Okay,
so we're talking about an average fat person and what? What about it?
No, they can get laid.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there's people who have personalities that are fat that get laid, that don't necessarily have a talent, right? Because you can if you put a microphone in front of anyone, they're going to get their dick sucked, usually, because people are attracted to someone who's getting attention from others.
Yeah. That's
why Biggie would have gotten laid skinny or fat. A fat guy who gets laid with no talent is strictly personality.
I'm gonna,
If you have a charming personality, you're gonna be good no matter what.
Right, whether you're famous it has nothing to do with weight, though.
Right. But I'm talking about there's people that are very, very ugly prior to fame or whatever it is. They just know how to use their personality.
I feel like you guys are both saying the same thing. We're just saying it differently.
Yes.
Right.
I'm asking you not to use a person who was famous as an example and you reference to before their fame.
Okay.
I'm saying find someone who's not famous at all.
Okay, so we know a fat man. Okay, so what about him? What are we at? What's the example?
as long as you stay sharp personally, like if you have a great personality, you'll be good. No matter what body you're in, no matter if you're in a wheelchair or whatever it may be.
Because having a good personality is leverage.
Right.
It is.
But that just comes with internal work. That's that's all I'm saying. It just comes down to how you leverage that.
Yeah, but those people get laid too, right? A lot of victim mentality gets pussy
nowadays
too.
But back in the day, it used to not be popular.
Everyone used to be proud survivors, and now everyone's a proud victim.
Right, and that's kind of like the weird state.
Right, everyone used to wear like, yo, I walked 6 miles in the snow uphill. Right, that's everything you were passed down and told. Yeah. It's like we were a society that overcame things, and that was like the badge you wore. And now the badge most people wear is like, oh, my feelings.
Well, because it gets a lot of attention on social media.
So because it became popular.
But
we should be giving attention to people who overcome things.
Yeah.
Correct. Not people who are...
That's where I'm going with this,
I mean, basically. You can help people struggling, but
if you guys are asking me where I'm going with it, I'm just saying that it's always better to be a proud survivor than a proud victim.
There's a bunch of people who, like, obviously hate me on TikTok or whatever. Like, this one person called me a whale, so I posted a video of me, like, swimming to it. And I'm like, I could have responded and be like, this is the problem.
I love you so much.
But
that's why you twist it. But that's what I'm trying to tell you.
Once you take it back, right. It's like it doesn't fucking...
Because like we know there's a problem already. Like why do I need to have to like...
But that's a strong person that does that, right? A strong...
See, but I like hate comments because it gets fun to jab back.
It depends. Some of that, like I'll be honest, like some of that I do delete. I just recently got bullied for like 5-6 months really hard for a viral video. And so it was really bad. Death threats, like going on to the point they'd go on my website and try to book like hundreds of dollars worth of consultations just so they could write in the notes like a message to me like, you fat bitch, I hope you die. Your kids aren't going to be shit. And
they're paying for that?
People just literally like they would rather die than see a fat person thrive. It's crazy. It's like that energy. You could have started a business. You could have weighed yourself and got $50.
Right, but it's a lot easier to point the finger at you than it is to actually look in the mirror.
At first, like when it comes in so massively because of like anxiety, whatever, it's hard to navigate. But then after that, I'm like, this isn't about me.
Was that hard to experience for the first time on the internet?
That wasn't the first time.
Well, no, because you said that you kind of grew up sheltered with your brother's protection and everyone like, she's cool, blah, blah, blah. And obviously people, like you said,
well, that's the crazy thing. Like, my brother wasn't protective. Everyone thought he was because he played sports, but it was like I was banging all his friends and like he never said anything to anyone about anything.
Right, but when at any point did you have to develop a thick skin for what the world is going to say to you?
Early on, because it was from, I want to say it started about like 6th grade. My mom wanted me on Weight Watchers. They were lying about my age to put me in a gym. And my grandma was like, I need to get you ready for high school because you'll never be able to live a thriving life as a fat person. Like, you're going to hate your entire life. It's going to be the worst thing that ever happened to you. I'd go to like family events and I'd reach for like a second roll on Thanksgiving. My uncle would be like, do you really want to do that?
And what were you feeling inside?
So it's like between not only my family telling me I was a piece of fucking shit and then my dad beating the shit out of me, my getting beaten the shit out of every day triumphed being fat. Right. Because surviving and being fat, like everyone's telling me being the fat's the worst thing, but I'm almost literally fighting for my life and dying.
Like that's not a priority.
That's literally not the priority. Like, and the more people like kind of like told me like, oh, you're being fat, your life's gonna be horrible. The more I was like, fuck you. And like,
my life's already
I wasn't
horrible.
Purposely trying to gain weight. Yeah. But I was like, if I do, like, who gives a fuck? Like, kiss my fat ass. And so like, I just kind of like was like in a very fuck it buck wild. Like, I'm just trying to fucking survive here. So when I was at school, like I had great personality. That's why people love to party with me. Like everything that I couldn't be at home, I got to be in every other environment, and it just overcompensated for the being fat. Like, and then on top of it, take out the fat, I was like 14 fucking. Like everyone was like, this bitch is fucking? Like no one's fucking. We're all 14. Like tell me, they're fascinated. Tell me about this and that. I'm coming in and out of LA at 15 doing coke and fucking drinking with my friends in clubs with Disney stars and Oscar nominees. And I come home and I tell everyone in school they didn't believe me at first. Then it'd come out in the news like 3-6 months later. They'd be like, this bitch telling the truth. Instant legend. Like no one gave a fuck because it's like, this bitch is doing all this fucking shit. Who gives a fuck if she's fat? Like, tell me more. I literally didn't give a fuck. I was like, because I just never thought I was gonna live past 18. So I was like, let's fucking go out. Let's go out dirty. When I turned 22, right after my mom died, I was like, oh, I'm still alive. I'm still here. I have to like, I'm not going to die at any moment anymore. My dad's not going to come in the room and like strangle me. So that's when I had to be like, oh my God, now I'm alive.
I have something to live for.
Literally, I actually care about my life now. Because before it was like, I don't care because I'm probably going to die any fucking day in my own home by my own father. And I literally felt invincible. I literally was like, I can do anything I want. And then on top of it, like I was getting extra stacks because all the people in the drug fields were like, this white girl isn't going to get pulled over at midnight. So they're like, here's some stacks, put our drugs, follow us here. They'd get pulled over. I'd be fine. The drugs would be fine. I get my payday. I'd be like 15, 16. By the time I turned 18, I got my shit together, 19, took every money I made, took every single thing, and I moved to LA and was like, I'm never, man is never going to put his fucking hands on me again.
But you see, all of those things shape you personally, and they make you who you are.
Yeah.
That's where it's important.
So
Yeah,
I literally couldn't think about the fat thing because I was literally just thinking about how I was going to survive. And you brought up like, what is it going to take? Like a FaceTime or whatever. Technology was just coming around the corner when I was like ending high school, and I had a richer friend and my best friend, and I asked him, I was like, please, like, will you let me borrow? He had like 2 iPads, 2 cameras, an extra 2 phones, and I was like, just let me borrow it for a week. I literally that night where I hid cameras behind a clock, a bookshelf, like everywhere in my house. And that very night, my dad pulled out a fucking gun and tried to have me murder him.
What?
And he literally took my hand and put it up to his, kill me. We're fighting over a gun. I'm 17. I think this is going to go off. Kill me, kill my best friend. I was more worried about my best friend. I said, kill me. Like, kill me. I hate this. I hate being alive. Kill me. And like, this man was like, no, you kill me. You hate me so much. And I said, your life isn't worth shit. I would never go get locked up for your life. Like, right. Never. You're not worth the fucking time. And then he got belligerent drunk. He was like going around. I took the gun. I hid it. I ran into another room and we like tricked him into going to the garage, locked him in the garage, hid the gun. We went to go hide. I called my mom, slid the phone under the bed. And then we unlocked the garage. He comes out of the garage. He's chasing me around the house, pulls out another gun. And then he didn't know my mom was on the phone. He's like, call your mom. She's not going to believe you. She's not going to do anything. Like, just like going this and that. My friend's fucking hiding. I was like, his name is Patrick. I was like, Patrick, go get the fucking keys. Find my keys somewhere. Like he runs and gets the keys. I run, grab the iPads, grab the camera, grab everything. I call my mom and said, you meet me at the fucking gas station. I had everything. She didn't even watch anything. She just saw the screenshots on all the cameras, iPads. And I literally looked at her dead in the eyes and I said, you have 2 weeks. You kick this man out, or I'm going to go live in a cardboard box on Hollywood Boulevard because I feel safer there. And I think I have a better survival chance in a cardboard box on Hollywood Boulevard. And I promise you that. And that took all those years until it had to get that far. I almost died. My dad almost died. Murder, almost killed my best friend. To get that far, to her even believe that he had been putting hands on me. And to this day, I even tried to show him the video. He won't watch it. He like denies it happens. And I literally handed him the video. No.
That dude sucks. That you shouldn't even.
And
be
then
friends
that's
with
when I met Kirill, and he was a real ass family member. And
I actually am part of the family.
No, he's part of the family. Like I want to be a corny ass bitch. Can I for like 30 seconds? I met Kirill. We knew each other for a couple years. Then when he found out my grandmother was dying, Kirill like gave me money, sent her flowers to take her out to lunch. Like obviously I'm struggling trying to take care of my dying grandmother. Her kids won't even take care of her. And Kirill really like helped. Like I have the videos of her. I sent it to Kirill.
She was like an Alf family member.
She literally like, she loved everyone so much and just like appreciated like the whole family.
How old was she?
90.
Oh wow, she lived a long life.
Yeah, we have a photo of her holding up the vaccinated and ready to fuck. And family members sent it to me and were like, this is elder abuse. How dare you? I'm like, you haven't even seen her in months. Like, this is your own mother and you don't give a fuck. Why do you care?
Some strangers sending her.
I'm just ruining the image of the family. Someone in their circle is going to recognize that's Kirill. The only reason I found it, and I didn't even know, 2 of my cousins follow you. And they...
Oh, because I posted
And I blocked them, and I had no idea till one of my other friends were like, did you see this? And the cousins were like, oh, Hayley's gonna like go down. And they're the ones who sent it to my family members. And then
stupidity.
People are so bored.
Yeah. And I literally texted back and I said, she consented to this. She thought it was fucking hilarious. She talked about it for months. Like literally, I want to say,
it's just a funny
2 weeks until she died.
It's like a little
almost had a photo shoot with her.
Yeah. And like, so like Krill became fucking family. I'm like, fuck the rest. Like, you know, fuck blood. Like, good. You know, like people's like, you either stepped in or you stepped out at the time. So you like...
Don't tell him all these things. Don't tell him. People need to know I'm a piece of shit stuff.
Oh no, Krill still treats people like fucking shit if he doesn't like.
Yeah. ALF brings people together. I don't know, and I don't know why he wants people to think he's a piece of shit. It's not like it's gonna help the brand.
Being too nut, you know what's funny?
Well, he is a piece of shit in some ways.
No, I'm a piece of shit because like the easiest way to describe it for me is anytime I'm on the internet, it's Slim Shady. Right? It's like it's an alter ego that says something that's just so out of pocket, but it makes this evil part of me laugh. But in real life, it's like Estee was like, dude, the video of her smashing her face on our sliding door yesterday.
She almost started crying as soon as she
I felt bad. In real life, I feel bad. But like watching the video back, I'm like, yo, it's a...
He's like, Maria.
What makes him a fucking asshole is like he's not gonna like try to play around everyone's social cues.
Right, but it's hard to like, you know, imagine I was a piece of shit for every person who walked into this house.
Yeah.
It's like you're trying to run a brand and you're trying to throw crazy parties. If you were a dick,
but that's the beauty of it. You run a clothing company called Asses Live Forever, but you are actually the best dude.
Yeah, we know when it's appropriate and when it's not.
Different strokes for different folks.
I don't want to take your hero cape off. You got.
He can be the villain and the hero.
Yes, he's Batman. You know, let him be Batman.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
Hayley, do you have anything you want to plug? You have a podcast?
Yes. Can I?
Plug everything.
Okay, so y'all, you can follow me on Hayley Herms Official, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, the whole nines. But I also do have a podcast. It's mainly for women, but if men, you want to get your game up and think how women think and get the pussy, I imagine you should listen to it. So it's called Stoned and Horny. It's about cannabis and sexual wellness. As we know, legalization is happening fucking everywhere. And so it's tips and tricks on like how to expand your knowledge in these things, but we're really like informational. One of the whole reasons I started the podcast was I like, even as I said, I'm really sexual growing up. So I was like grandmother Willow sex to everyone around me, and like everyone just came for me for advice, was like, I'm gonna lose my virginity, I need plan B, what do I do? Like, I want to fuck better, I want to give better head. In like 7th grade, one of my friends was like, make out with me so when I kiss my boyfriend for the first time, he'll think I'm good.
Oh, I did that too.
Like literally, you know.
You kiss your guy friends?
I've never done that. Thank you.
You know,
you didn't practice with your guy friends?
He's capping. He didn't do that.
But maybe you never know. They're like, no.
Why would you say that?
This bitch was one of the most
I made out with guys.
When did you make out with a dude?
My whole entire life.
I think I've literally seen him make out with a dude on his story.
What are you listening to this kid? Who did you make
out with?
No, deadass. I deadass think I've seen Krill make out with a
guy.
You never practice with nobody.
I'll kiss you right on this podcast just to prove.
According to her, you know, I gotta shave my head, and if I was half black, then I wouldn't have to. But
you know,
well, technically I am.
Because your hair will just
from
go
Brooklyn.
back.
It doesn't make you
but I'm technically Jamaican a little bit, honestly. Gay chicken, it's called. You ever played?
What's gay chicken?
It's basically who backs out first.
Oh, why would I back out?
Ooh.
So then it means you're not gay chicken. Whoever backs out becomes gay chicken.
So you're the gay chicken.
No, meaning like if me and you stay lip to lip, that means none of us are gay chicken.
How long would you hold it? How long could you hold it before you got called gay chicken?
Nah.
I'd make you laugh.
No, the problem is you can't laugh and you can't pull out. So the lips have to be. The meaning
sounds like so all my rules for sex. Don't laugh and don't pull out.
So basically, it was whoever gets whoever doesn't make it to the lips.
Are we doing like a Spider-Man kiss or noses don't touch?
No, just literally just the peck. Yeah, I'm not doing it now. I'm saying when we were younger, I guess.
You know, I heard about a lot of younger guys. They like all like come on a piece of toast, and whoever comes last has to eat the piece of toast. That's what that sounds like to me.
Bro, it's way less gay to blow a dude than to come on toast.
Right?
Yeah, that's some
Guzzle
weird.
cum?
Yeah, if you come on toast and your boys eat it, like you are a school shooter. If you're coming on toast and making your boys eat it, like that's some serial killer shit.
I mean, listen, young people do weird shit.
You came
Middle
on toast?
America people do weird shit. You know, Amish people do weird shit.
No,
coming on toast.
First of all, coming on toast is very fucked up because, bro, I come from places where people don't have bread.
So they're just ruining the toast?
That's not nice. What are you to coming on bread, bro? That we was trying out here survive. My great-grandparents never had, they couldn't even get bread.
So a little flavor.
I'm going to cry.
You ever tried cum?
No, but you over here ruining bread. Like, that's the only thing we got to eat. I can't even throw bread out.
Do you like cum?
I can't even throw bread away.
It depends on the guy. There's only like 1 or 2 guys that I've ever tasted their cum and was like, this is great.
Do you eat leftovers?
Well, the goal is to literally just have your dick so deep down my throat, I don't even know there's cum. And that's usually what happens.
Everyone's on their own wave right now. I'm trying to figure out. Hold on. What were you guys talking about?
I'm trying to ask if at any point that she likes cum, that cum on bread would actually be good.
Oh, no.
That I personally can't even make sense of that.
Cum on bread?
I'm saying, what does cum on bread have to do with cum?
If I'm eating cum on bread, I've been your wife of like 40 years. You got me a mansion on the water. Like, I raised your kids.
Cum on bread.
No,
come on. We've all had bad food. It's just cum on bread. You're literally, I need a mansion for you to eat some cum on bread.
If you're coming on bread,
come on.
If you're coming on bread, I already can't.
You told me to throw you through a sheetrock wall, but you won't eat cum off bread.
Deadass.
I just
can't. Just cum on bread. I need cum on bread.
I would rather you throw me through drywall than eat cum on bread.
There's people out here.
It's just a bread. It's gone in 3 seconds. I'm not done. You need a mansion for that?
Yeah, because what's the bread doing for me?
That's crazy.
What do you mean?
Haven't we learned today that I don't give unless I receive?
Right? Like your friends never like, yo, guys, let's go do this. And someone's like, yo, eat this cum bread sandwich. And you'll be like, no, I want a mansion. I'll be like, I'll give you $100. And you're like, all right, that's like a fair trade.
No.
It's just cum on bread.
I can make $100 standing on a scale.
The whole point is it is gross, obviously. No, I'm not going to give you $100 to eat something delicious. But like, it's just cum on bread.
This whole conversation is very entitled and disrespectful.
But so yeah, Stoned and Horny, informational. So we like literally like talk about literally everything and everything sex wise. I've had doctors, lawyers, we have psychologists, porn stars, everyone in between to come give their sexual knowledge. So I like to think the people who listen to my podcast, they're
fucking.
Even if they're not fucking, when they do fuck, they're throwing it down because they have now like, what is it, 2-3 years of knowledge now of how to be the best, from doctors to porn stars to even like what we're doing, you know, like.
Okay, fine.
Random fact, if you're a plus size model and you want to get into the plus size modeling game, I do one-on-one consultations and coaching. I have a blog.
What is a plus size model entry weight that before you're like, I'm not, to stop it?
Size 10, 12 is what's considered.
What does that mean?
Starting plus size. It's, I mean...
What's size 10, 12? Like, what does that mean?
Could be
it's
like
around the waist you're
like,
measuring, you're talking about?
Like, am I...
Big dress size.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Would I need to be a little bigger for you to really take me on?
Yeah.
But this consultation is more for what, like, for like you...
I feel like Val would be a hot fat guy.
Yeah, he would, because he's got a pretty face.
Because I already have a chubby face.
He has a pretty face. He has a pretty face.
Does you see my cheeks are very chubby?
I could see you just being a great plus size male model.
In 10 years, Val's going to be fucking... You're going to be a good plus size model.
No problem.
I want to be a plus size model, but I need to work on it.
But
I have an ugly face, so I'll just literally look like a thumb. I already look like a thumb.
This kid gets scared before Greece. He starts working out. He's talking about he wants to be a plus size model.
I would like to go. I'd like to go the other direction.
Yeah, right. Do you consult people just for like to help them through it?
Yeah.
Not just for like.
I have students, so I also have a master class. So if you can't afford to do one-on-one coaching and consultations with me, or on-set stuff, I do have a master class that I hold. And it's a 5-week intensive training. Every day there's like about a 2-hour PowerPoint. By the end of the course, you should literally know how to find photographers, makeup artists, how to put together your portfolio on your own, whether you have a budget or not, how to find agencies.
Do you emotionally help these people too?
Part of it is like a hype up. And I give lots of like inspiring quotes, and like people are like, oh, I saw you. And I was like, if she can do it, I can do it. You know what I mean? And like I said, like there's girls smaller than me that are still plus size that are like, they look at me and they're like, how does she even have confidence? How does she wear a bikini? Like most fat bitches would not pull up to Krill Summer Fridays in a bikini.
Yeah.
I like literally be out here topless sometime. Last note, if you're fat, you're ugly, you're disabled, just get up, fucking do what you want to do, and there's gonna be some people for you.
Ooh, I like that. That was amazing.